Everything.
Girl Scout cookies being on Amazon defeats the whole purpose of the Girl Scout cookie.
I don't care.
But then again, I don't think in my lifetime I've ever had the Girl Scouts come to my doorstep and ask me if I wanted the cookies.
Definitely never happened to me.
Like, it's always just been one of their froggy looking mothers, like, you know, who's a big member of the PTO, comes up to like my own mother and goes, "Would you like to buy my daughter's cookies? It'll help her get a badge." But I've never actually had like a bunch of. But I guess it's because, you know, in this day and age, you can't.
Because you're a creepy looking dude.
You can't. Well, that's it, right? Like, you can't. Yeah, you can't just have a bunch of little girls running around the neighborhoods now trying to sell cookies, because this is the world we live in now has the show True Detective, and there's people like that now. So
there you go.
Yeah. So you can't do that.
Did you see the Girl Scout troop who were selling Girl Scout cookies in front of like medicinal marijuana dispensaries?
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That's good business practice.
That's so smart. Because they're gonna buy a box, go in, and then come out and forgot they bought a box, and then buy another. Because their memory's shot.
Whatchamacallit, speaking of like people who get high and stuff, I got Taco Bell yesterday. It has nothing to do with
segue. Please tell me that's recorded.
Oh, yes. Well, you know what? I get these griller things that are $1, and it's a burrito. I don't know. This is the funny thing about Taco Bell, and you know they come up with all these new items like every fucking day, it seems. You know, if you go by their advertising campaigns on television, they have some new thing every day where they, you know, it always has either carne asada steak or it has just beef and cheese. But I don't know what they always introduce something new. But like when you look at it, it just looks like the thing they did. It's just always a thing. It's always a thing wrapped in tubular form, and it's got some kind of meat in it, like beef. Always, usually beef. To the beef.
Not the Taco Bell breakfast taco though. That was just announced.
Wait, what the fuck?
Did you guys not know about this?
Well, is the breakfast taco going to be carne asada steak and cheese?
I bet you. Yes, it's a waffle,
it's a waffle
with egg, cheese, and bacon.
Well, that doesn't really belong there.
I will say we don't have Taco Bell in this country, so
that's like if someone just bought like a McGriddle at McDonald's and folded it. Look what I did! Like, you know, for a fact, like a Taco Bell executive was like getting breakfast in the morning, going on his way to work to come up with the next burrito, and he accidentally smushed his McGriddle into a U shape, and just had the biggest epiphany. He peed his pants. He sped to work, and he comes busting in the board meeting. He's late. His shirt, his tie's all shoveled over. He stumbles in the room, and goes, guys, look at this. And everyone in the office just shit themselves. They're screaming. They're going, Bob, Bob, Bob. And
they shit themselves also because they were eating Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
And
that's also why.
Well, Bob died. Bob died.
Wow. Rest in peace, Bob.
Rest in peace, Bob. The breakfast taco will live on in your memory. But
that's so American right now.
Kind of the same thing, but kind of not. We have a place in California called Chronic Tacos. And literally the CEO and the board members have said that, like, they test all their foods when they're high.
Well,
no joke. It's literally like when they're high, they just eat this food, like carne asada fries, like they have like, you know, like just tacos, like chicken bowls, stuff like that, right? And they just eat this when they're high, and then they approve or disapprove of it while they're high to put it on their menu.
Right, if I Google this later and you're making this up.
No, I'm not.
What do I do?
I will find the link. What do I do to get this job? I don't know.
What do I do to kill you? Because you're lying to me. You're lying to me on the Permadeath, the Permadeath Liecast.
I swear I'm not.
This is the Permadeath Liecast, where Taco Bell's not even a real place. That's like, I mean, like Lost comes on the screen. Boom. Yeah. So how are you guys doing? While he looks up that fake link.
We should mention
Oh
the
my
fact
gosh.
that Yokorama's not
Oh
here.
yeah, you guys might have noticed that there's a voice missing from the talk. The Yokorama
Hey guys,
game talk.
Yokorama
Wait,
here.
he just showed up.
Shut up. Whoa, what up? What?
How you doing, Yokorama? You're not gonna impersonate him further. You're not gonna go.
No, that's all I got.
That's as far as anyone's Yokorama impression
Oh,
goes.
I
It's just,
got.
hey, what's up, guys? He's sick though.
Yeah, he is sick. I think
Sick.
it's like the T virus. I actually would have liked to have had an infected zombie on the show. It's kind of a bummer, but it leaves a void because I gifted him Guacamelee 2 weeks ago on Steam, and he played a bunch of it.
I'm so sad that I'm not going to be here when you bait him into an argument about it.
Well,
He said about that, by the way.
What?
He was saying the game was very easy. He was like, "I'm 3 hours into it. It's a pretty easy game."
He's a fucking liar.
Shots fired. All right.
I mean, like, of course someone's gonna say after I ranted about it being hard on the show for like 30 minutes, and then everyone's yo, Grandma, get it, play it, beat Bill, and then he gets it, and even if it was hard, he would go, Bill sucks. This is easy.
First of all, was that your Yokorama impression?
No, that was just Bill talking like I'm somebody else. Bill voice though.
Oh, okay.
It's not very different.
Okay.
No, that's not
Yokorama's voice though.
Oh, I can't. It's hard.
Try. Believe.
Okay.
They hosted the Olympics. It's the least you can do.
Hey guys, I can't do it. It's impossible.
Should just committed, man.
He's got a peculiar Russian accent. It's not like your typical I will kill you, Ivan Drago one. It's.
I think that's because he lives in America,
Yeah.
Wait. He does.
Yeah.
Oh.
Moved here last week.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, it was a recent thing. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why he's sick. He's getting used to the climates.
Yeah. He's used to decent weather. I got it.
Yeah, when he moved into his barn. That's him.
Yeah,
well, soon, Yokorama.
Yeah, man. If you're listening,
soon, buddy.
Well, let's see. Let's make a bet right now. What are the odds of him actually listening to the show without him on it?
We'll see. We'll find out.
I say pretty good. He seems like the type of person who would listen to his own shows.
Oh, I turn them on every now and then. I mean, what's funny?
I don't think I've listened to one episode besides the beginning of the one I wasn't on, where you guys are like he's trapped in chains or something.
You know what's funny? I'm not gonna steal a bit. Donald Glover, the comedian, and Childish Gambino, he's a rapper. He's on Community and all that stuff. He did a bit on a stand-up talking about how he would listen to his own CD after he had finished it, and because he wanted to hear what it sounded like in the car. And he had a girl in the car, and she commented about, why are you listening to your own stuff? And he said, how come artists are the only people who can't enjoy their own work? How come a cook can make an awesome sandwich and eat it and not be looked at like a weirdo? And I agree with him. Okay, we make this. When I was sitting down with the podcast, we already know what's going to be talked about, and listening to it again might be redundant. But why can't we enjoy our own work?
I listen to this podcast all the time. I'm going to be honest.
There we go. If somebody walked up to like, what do you listen to? I'm like, oh, my show, and they'd probably be like, you fucking self-indulgent fuck. I'm like, what?
That's exactly what I would say. Exact words.
But even I know I do music, and whenever
he's the Birdman.
Whenever myself and GT make a new song, I listen to it for at least a week, so I can get a feel for it.
Let's be real here. Your best GTU song was the one where you were both drunk, and Vinny is just sitting there, just playing one chord. It's like dunk, 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 that or whatever. And then he says something, and then he just goes, "Now fucking dance."
Oh yeah.
And then you just get up and just start doing this weird,
we're all
half twerk interpretive dance. That's amazing.
We're all people, so fucking dance. Yeah.
Oh, that song, yeah, that was the best one from you guys.
Oh, well, you haven't heard some of our recent stuff, like Birdman and
I haven't. I didn't even know you guys were still uploading to that channel. I don't use YouTube.
No, we use SoundCloud now.
Oh, whoa.
They don't
Fancy.
SoundCloud
I'm
doesn't.
pretty sure have I got Birdman favorited on my bookmarks so that I can listen to it? Yes, I do.
Birdman's an excellent track. I'm very proud of Birdman.
There you go, Kubo. This is for later. Have a
Woo!
link.
Later.
What's
Listen to it right now.
So, but yeah, so what have you guys been up to? Since the last time we recorded, the episode 5, which
Managing restaurants and having Facebook friends.
that's right. See that last time we talked about Cook Serve Delicious, Ebbie is still in.
I still have like way more to say about that game than I should because I just can't stop playing it. But I got to this point in it where you have to do these challenges to upgrade your restaurant, and I just found them like obnoxiously difficult.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, you have to make burgers, pizza, and beer because it was the American challenge or whatever. And I don't have either of those like food items on my menu because I find them too difficult. And you have to do them in waves, so you get 8 orders like all at once, and you have to do them without making more than 2 bad or average dishes. And I must have tried that thing like 60 times before I got it. It's so obnoxiously difficult if you haven't practiced those things. So that's the flaw with the game. It like withholds progression from you
I
if
think
you're not good at a certain thing.
I think I did that one early because I like burgers is one of the items that I always kind of regularly rotate in my menu. Only because I love slapping those burgers together. It's very satisfying.
But the thing as well is it upgrades the foods. So if you don't have them on your menu regularly, you don't upgrade them.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, you have pesto sauce that you can put on your pizza. It's like, what? What's the button for that?
Yep.
I don't know.
I found pizza to be a pain in the ass to make, like without it being upgraded. So I haven't really put it on my menu as much. That and salads can just fuck off to the moon. I don't want to make salads anymore.
Salads are fine. Salads are okay.
See,
Like, ranch and cheese, RC. Vinaigrette and cheese and bacon, VCR. VCD, rather.
that's my problem. I always end up screwing it up. Like because of how they write it on the order. I always just fuck it up.
I'm alright at salads.
Yeah.
That's good because it's a staple food, so it's always there.
Mm-hmm. I wish burgers were a staple food on the game because like it seems like a burger joint just seems like a place that like people wouldn't get sick of the burgers. Like, oh, let me go to
now you have to change it out with like steaks or whatever instead. So sometimes you get really fancy food.
Let me go to this burger,
get, like ice cream.
This burger joint and get some spaghetti. But
spaghetti's hard.
I wish you could. I didn't get it yet because I figured it would be, and I'm like, fuck this. Actually, no. I went to the like purchase thing, and you know how when you go to eat food, you can practice.
Yeah.
I practiced the spaghetti, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I don't like spaghetti that
Gotta
much.
boil the noodles. Nope.
Although I did have to. I've started putting soup on my menu for the first time.
No.
Soup's hard. Soup's more hard than I thought it was going to be.
I've gotten good at soup. You'll get really good at soup, and then you'll upgrade your soup, and then it'll add potatoes, red peppers, lettuce, and
Why would you put lettuce in soup?
I've never heard of lettuce in soup. Honestly, I've heard of cabbage in like soup and stews, but I've never heard of lettuce. Well, then again, this is the game we're talking about where people will get a soup
flavor blast in their
flavor blast in their like grape soda. What the fuck flavor blast is going on in there? Like what? It's already grape.
These are the same people who go to Taco Bell late at night.
This game's an accurate simulation. People order some gross shit in this game, so
I always get those people that have those really fucking obscure things. Like they want everything on their pizza, and it's like usually like I assign the pizza things to like QWERTY and then like you and I, so I can just sort of like go down like that. But then there's like pineapple and ham and anchovies that are all in other different places, and there's like 10 different toppings or something like that they want on their pizza, and it's just like, can you just not have pepperoni? Can you just order something normal instead of having fucking everything on your pizza?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You can rebind the keys for the ingredients when you're making the food.
I only did it for lasagna and pizza. Like, lasagna is just QWER. Because you have to layer it, so...
Yeah.
You can sort of, like... I don't know. It's easier to do. But I had to do that to do the Italian challenge, which I found way easier than the American challenge on the Iron Chef thing. But that was a problem that I had with the game. But I'm a 4-star restaurant now. and I dread to think how hard it's going to be to get to a 5-star restaurant.
Yeah, it probably won't be easy. I'm sure we'll
So
be hearing about it.
yeah,
Which I
I've
look
not
forward.
finished it yet. So
You might not have any hair left, maybe, by the time that's over. Like just classic,
yeah, my
cool
hair's like all turning grey and falling out now. I'm just
90s
too stressed.
90s slapstick comedy, just ripping hair out. Ah, and,
It's just it's such an addictive game. Like it's been one of the only things I've played this week apart from Red Shirt. Um,
look at that, look at that. I am so
look at what you
proud.
did.
I am so
So
proud of myself.
I'm glad that I didn't pay
You
like
did it, Bill. You did it.
$10.
Yeah, you guys paid $1.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
paid $1 for that game and got a bunch of other stuff as well that I never redeemed and lost the link, so that's gone forever. But
Yeah, Yokohama paid 10. But you
I
paid
don't
$1.
feel like I would have been happy if I'd paid that much for
Yeah,
it.
well,
It's like £15 over here, so
I paid 10 and I was okay. But then again, I'm just fucking weird though. So I mean, that's 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 why. But I can. Yeah, look at that though. I got everyone to buy that. I feel really good about that. Um, I've been slacking on my Cook Save Delicious game. I've been slacking. I don't know what happened. I played it nonstop for that one day, and then I got some other games, and then I was playing Final Fantasy 14 a lot, and then
yeah. The thing is, I'm sort of poor, so I can't
never.
afford to get loads of new games. So
Yeah, Bill.
when I find one that I really like, I'm like, yeah, this
Well,
will do.
I mean, like, I don't just buy games every day, Ryan. God damn it.
Every other day,
Like,
Connor.
yeah, I was gonna say every other dude. You're the only one on my Steam account who's like, Bill just got this new game, like blah blah blah. Like when I'm scrolling
Well,
through the like
well,
activity or whatever.
the only games I buy, and this is why I love. Like, there's a ton of reasons to love indie games. One of the reasons I love them, is because of how cheap they are. Like regularly, like they're in bundles and on sale like all the time, and even on like third party sites that register at Steam, like they're everywhere. And like that's all I buy. Like I don't usually buy like first party the AAA games until it's a big Steam sale. Like I wouldn't just
Yeah,
go out and buy Dishonored. Like I bought Dishonored for like $3 over the Steam sale, but like come on, get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna buy that right now. Instead, I'm gonna buy Nuclear Throne or fucking Cook Serve Delicious in the meantime.
yeah.
I
I think
stockpile my
I've
list that way.
I think I've decided that I'm gonna make most of my purchases from now on in Steam sales because I have a massive backlog of
Mhm.
stuff that I need to play. Like
Yeah.
last week, Yokohama gifted me Alan Wake, and I'm not even close to being able to play that
That
because
game.
of all the games that I have. Because I really want to replay LA Noire, and I bought the GTA bundle, which I really need to play at some point because there's like fucking 5 games that I got for about £8 or something. um, and I can buy stuff in the sale and I can afford it in the sale, and then I don't have to buy anything, but I still do. Like I buy things like Red Shirt, and I bought my friend's game because he just released a game called Journal, and I bought that. And I just don't need to because I've got so much other stuff.
Yeah. I don't know why I do it. I got compelled last night to buy this game. I'm not. I look like a scumbag right now. Because in the last episode I talked about early access. Okay, I went on this big rant, and my blood pressure rose, and like I could have went to the doctor, and he would have told me I was gonna die of a heart disease in a year if I went immediately after the early access rant. Um, I bought 2 early access games over the last week.
Wow.
And well, fuck you.
Wow.
Well, the first one being Rust, which is in its alpha stage, which I think I might have also said last episode that I would prefer to buy into a beta than an alpha, but I don't want to buy an alpha. And I bought
Hypocrite Bill.
and I
Yeah, right.
and I bought Nuclear Throne, which is a game by Vlambeer, who made the incredibly awesome iOS game Ridiculous Fishing, which everyone should check out if you like mobile games. Even if you don't like mobile games, Ridiculous Fishing is if Nintendo was in the mobile business, this game has their level of polish. But Nuclear Throne is the game I bought last night, and I don't know why I was so compelled to buy it.
Because you just like spending money, I guess.
Yeah, I think I have a problem. And like I'm sitting there and like, okay, I go to Reddit and I'm looking at games you were talking about, and I see this game, Nuclear Throne. I'm like, okay, what is this? And oh, it's by Vlambeer. I like Vlambeer. I like to support Lambier. They're good people. It's an action roguelike like Binding of Isaac. Okay, I'm compelled even further. Oh, the art is really nice. Oh, it has all this stuff. Oh, it's early access. But for some
I
reason,
don't think a game being early access should put you off if you're that interested and you want to support the people anyway. So I
yeah,
don't think that's like an unfair purchase.
yeah, and that's where like I'm kind of going with this. Like this game, Nuclear Throne, everything I like about the roguelike like light games like Binding of Isaac and Spelunky and all those things is there. And the game's in alpha, but it's so far along that I'm not sure why it's not in beta. Or even close to release. Like the game is very feature heavy right now, and they release. And this is one of the only reasons I bought it. I mean, like, or two reasons. I love Vlambeer stuff. They're cool guys. And two, like when I talked about last time about how I don't trust developers to actually deliver on their vision or finish their game, like after you've given them your money. Um, these guys do a big, and they've been doing it since the beginning of January. They do a big update every single week on the dot. They haven't missed one of them. They've done like 17 updates so far that have like added a whole other extra games worth of content onto it. I'm like, okay, I can trust these guys to keep going. They've made statements before on early access themselves and how they don't want to make it feel like, oh, I'm buying into a beta test. They want to make it feel fun, and like they're just adding all kinds of crazy stuff every week. I'm like, okay, that works for me because every week I have something new to look forward to in this game that I'm already really enjoying. But then you get like early access things where like the developers go ghost for like a month. They're like, "Where the fuck are you? Like, what you doing?" So I played a little bit of that, which is really fun. I don't regret that purchase. But then I bought like Rust, which is in its alpha stage, and Rust doesn't have a lot. Well, I can't really say it doesn't have a lot of content, because games like Rust and games like DayZ are highly reliant on who's playing it. Like the experiences are crafted by the players. It being a multiplayer survival game, like the experience you get in something like Rust is totally dependent on whether or not the people you're playing with on that server are dicks or not. And for those of you who don't know what Rust is,
By
I'm
the
sure.
way, they're always dicks.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
that's what I've learned, and that's what I love about Rust. Like for those of you who don't know what Rust is, or even what DayZ is, I'm sure you've heard of DayZ. I'm sure Rust is one of the most played games on Steam right now, consistently every day. It's right underneath Counter-Strike and Dota. Um, the games are huge right now. The whole online survival game craze. You're pitted in Rust. You're put on a island after an apocalypse, and without any clothes on, your dick is hanging out. You're naked. Um, on this island, nothing but a rock and a torch, and you have to gather resources, build yourself up a hut, and survive. Whether that is hiding out in the mountains away from everybody else so you don't get killed, or joining a bunch of players hoping they don't kill you, and joining their group and building a base with them or a town. Very open ended, very kind of do what you have to do what you want to do kind of deal. And the game just, it's the fucking Wild West. Like, trust nobody. I don't like to say shoot on sight because, not everyone's hostile, but you can't trust anybody. Like, everyone's running around on this island, collecting resources and getting food and building weapons and trying to not die, because when you die, other players can loot your stuff, and then
So it's DayZ, but without zombies.
right. And
Is it more polished than DayZ?
in its current state, yes. This is why
And it's cheaper, right, than
yeah, it's
DayZ?
$10
Okay.
cheaper than DayZ, and from what I understand, the engine is more stable, less
Uh-huh.
clunky. The only reason I went with Rust over DayZ, I mean, like, it was cheaper, and like I've just read so much so that it's in a much more polished state right now in its alpha stage than DayZ is in its alpha stage. And I don't not have an interest in DayZ. It's just right now DayZ doesn't have zombies in it, and like it's called DayZ. I think I said this in the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been playing Rust with some buddies, and such an interesting experience because, like, everything in the world, every game teaches us to kill, like, on sight almost. Like, okay, you're playing Call of Duty. Everything you see, you gotta shoot. So, look, when you translate that to this kind of a game, and the community is very much so a young, well, they sound young, community. Uh, they want to kill on sight no matter what. I walk, and they get, and people get scared of you when you walk up to them. So, like, okay, you spawn with nothing. You're naked. You have a rock and a torch. You have to get wood, kill some animals, get some, cloth, make some clothes.
Right.
Build a little shack somewhere, so out of sight, nobody can raid your shit, and just, start making it. So if I'm walking through the woods and my guy who has clothes, he has a gun, people just automatically run from you. And I'm yelling through the microphone, and the voice chat is all based on proximity. So, like, the closer you are to them, they're going to be able to hear you. Like, they're not going to be able to hear you if you're, like, 300 yards away. So I'm yelling. I'm like, dude, stop. And he's just running. I'm like, dude, I'm not even have my gun out. I'll give you, like, some cloth or something. And so he was chasing a deer at the time. He wanted to kill a deer to get meat and, skins. So I'm like, I told him, I go, dude, I'll help you kill this deer, I swear. And he goes, and he's so hesitant. He's like walking up to me. He's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, dude, come here. I'll help you kill this deer. And I pull out my gun, and then I go to shoot the deer. And my friend comes up behind this naked man and shoots him in the head. And,
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, oh, Jeff, what did you do? And the guy had C4 on him.
Nice.
So this man was a liar. This man was not just a naked man. That's the thing, is like, trust nobody, but at the same time, I mean, like, when do you stop being an asshole and, like, kill on sight? Because a lot of people get mad when you kill on sight and they want to ban you from the servers. But, like, in a game like this, where anybody could be holding anything in secret, and you can't really take anyone's word up front, like, when do you stop playing for yourself? And it's just such an interesting experience. Like, I love it. And, like, it's in these instances as well where the guy making it is Gary Newman, the guy who made Gary's mod. So, like, this is a guy who has a reputation, and he's not going to not abandon the project. So, like, I bought into early access because two of my friends had it, and I have a pre-existing trust in Gary Newman, who just unfortunately has the... No, wait, Gary Newman is not a name. Randy Newman's a name. He's a singer. Never mind. Gary Newman is not a singer. I miss games. Okay. Get all the Newmans mixed up.
Nice.
Newman. And, such an interesting game, though. Like, I love it. Like, I can't see it being fun in solo play. Because in solo play, you're spawned on the island, and you're forced to get all those resources yourself. And in a game where, these are like 100-player servers, and, like, you got 60 people running around sometimes, and, like, they all just are bloodthirsty animals. Like no matter what, like, half these people will not want to form a friendship with you. So you have to it's best to have, like, one or two other people that play with you, to kind of back you up when, like, one naked guy comes up to you, and you have your two naked buddies ready to fight. First, let me just say this: the nakedness is very odd.
It's very prevalent.
But it makes you feel empathy when you kill one of them, because they're just helpless naked man. And even if they have items that you might not know they have, like if they're hiding a gun or something, they, like, when you shoot them and they die in front of you with their wang out, it's like they look so helpless, and like they have nothing. No Goya beans, no tuna. They just have a rock.
Can we just, like, agree that if the apocalypse happens, pretty much everyone is fucked? If that's the case, like, you're just gonna shoot each other.
Oh yeah.
Unless you got some, like, a ton of beans or whatever.
I feel like this game is like a project or something, like, put on by the government to just see, how we're all gonna react, so they can just effectively take over everybody if something like this were to ever happen.
Makes sense.
Or they would put us on an island, like what would probably happen in Rust. I mean, the interesting about Rust is, like, there's something, like, I don't know if there's gonna be much of a plot to it, but there's something going on in the background that you're not quite sure. Like, planes will regularly fly over the island and drop airdrops with supplies in it. C4 weapons and stuff, like to like
Man, that sounds dark.
tried to get you guys to kill each other almost. Like there's weapons, there's C4 and there's food in it, and everyone runs over to the airdrop and tries to kill each other to get this stuff. And it's like, well, who are those people on the planes? They obviously have the means to rescue you off this island. And like I'm just really curious, like what is like the idea behind this game? Because they don't really give you too many details on the Steam page, and it's kind of just like, okay, you are, set to survive, make alliance with players, form towns, be a renegade, all that stuff. Like, it's really cool, and it's really interesting too because, like, when you log off, your guy goes to sleep, and if you craft a sleeping bag or a bed and put it down, that's where you'll spawn, and that's where your guy will sleep when you log off, if you're close to it. Otherwise, if you hit exit game in the middle of the wilderness, your guy's going to be laying in the woods, and other players can see you when you're offline, and they can kill you while you're sleeping. So, like, you could log off the game, think you're safe sleeping in your bed, log on, and be dead, and all your stuff's gone.
Has that ever happened to you yet, or no?
No, not yet. My friend and I built a really nice secure base.
Nice. Okay.
There's metal doors you can make that have passcodes on them, but if somebody has C4, they can blow those doors open. But it takes 2 C4 to blow a door open, and we have like 6 doors leading up to our main loot room. So it's gonna take someone a lot of fucking C4 to get up there. But I don't doubt that people, have factions like to blow it up. Like some servers are divided. Like this is the thing where people argue that the game doesn't have as much content, and it's almost like a Minecraft situation where like it's kind of up to you. Like, okay, yeah, sure. Like you can turn Minecraft on and be bored in an hour if you don't. Okay, I've gotten all this stuff. I got some diamond. Well, now what? Well, it's up to you now. Like, what do you want to do? Like, play the fucking game. Like you can do whatever you want. Like in this, like, okay, I can see people getting bored after they build a little shelter and they're safe and they're not getting killed. But like, some servers have like factions set up. Like 20 players will be in like faction A and like 19 players will be in faction B, and they'll regularly set up like fights and have spies and set up trade routes. And like when the airdrops drop, they send out 5 guys each to fight over it, and it's kind of like what faction can kind of rule over this island the most, and like
that sounds so cool.
Cool shit like that where the players will actually agree to actually kind of play at that and not just go on a kill free for all. And it's like that's sweet. Like that's cool. Like it's up to you to make your own fun. And that's why, I mean, like, I wouldn't recommend it unless you have people to play with or you're comfortable on the microphone. Like, if you don't have friends who have it, but you're comfortable, like, just talking out in the microphone to people, then it's fine. I mean, you don't really need friends to play it as long as you have that. Because, I mean, like, people will come up to you and, like, they'll put their gun in your face and be like, who are you? And then you're just like, you have to talk, like, or they'll shoot you.
Right.
It's really interesting though. Like this style of game interests me a lot, and I want to follow DayZ's development as well because like you can handcuff people in DayZ and have them follow you like a slave, and like I want to handcuff people like instead of just shooting them because in Rust there's no way to really take someone prisoner.
Right.
You kind of just threaten them, kill them, or they run away. But yes, I've been playing Rust and. Liking it a lot. It's funny.
It'd be interesting to see where that goes. Actually.
Yeah, I think it's only an alpha, so like I'm really interested to see what they have planned for this game. Like once it's in beta, what's gonna be in this game? Because right now I'm having tons of fun with it, and just with what's in it now, like it's just build stuff, kill radiant animals. Like raid there's 2 towns in the island, small rat town and big rat town, and you go in there and there's regularly spawning loot boxes that have supplies in it and stuff, and it's good to keep up on that because you need it for food and ammo and to keep making weapons and keep yourself fortified. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to add like down the line feature-wise because the base is already kind of there. Interesting game though. Like yesterday there was an airdrop, and I was with my friend, and we actually he runs his own server. We have our own thing going there. Instead of having to find places because there are hackers in this game, and like sometimes servers won't do anything about it. So we made our own to kind of make sure it's a good place to play for people and not have to worry about an asshole aimbotting you across the island and you lose all the shit you just got.
Nice.
I don't see the point in like that sort of stuff. Like, how is that fun?
It's so stupid. Like, and you'll get like if you play that way, if you play Rust that way, where you're just running around the island, zipping through the air and shooting everyone in the head and stealing all this stuff, you're gonna get bored in 5 minutes. Because like, okay, like that's not fun. Like the fun of the game is like being in the woods and like hearing a bullet whiz by your head and you have no idea where it came from, and at any minute when you go out of your base, expect to die. You will die most likely in there, whether it's by a bear, a wolf, or another player. You will probably die. And when a bullet whizzes by your head, you have no idea what direction it came from as you're trying to get food. It's just awesome. That danger is awesome. Like cheating. If I turned around and shot that guy right in the head with an aimbot, I'd feel like a large prick. Like that is so lame. But an airdrop dropped yesterday, and I was running towards it. And my friend was kind of there, like watching it to make sure nobody is gonna shoot the people who got there first. So I can just kind of scoop in and pick up the crates and get like the supplies. And he goes, "Come on, come on!" And I'm running and I'm running across this field. And I couldn't really find them. And I come around a mountain, and there are the boxes, and they've already been picked up. And I'm like, "Jeff, why didn't you shoot the people who picked them up?" And he goes, "Look, this is why." And then these three naked guys come running from behind the mountain with all the supplies, just sprinting towards the woods. And I'm like, okay, those guys made a bold effort to just run naked and to pick up the explosives. But yeah, so that's Rust. Naked
Is
guys.
it is it
I
more
think
polished than DayZ? You would say like which one is on a better track to being completed, and which one looks better? Do you think?
Well, I haven't played DayZ yet.
Because DayZ looks like honestly, I don't know how DayZ got as popular as it did, because it just looks like garbage. You know what I mean? Like just graphically and just like there's things that like my friend keeps dying because they don't explain to him like what's actually wrong with them. So he's just like, "What? I don't understand like what even happened."
Does he get like
You know what I mean?
diseases and shit and like die?
Yeah, and it's like there's no clue, no hint. Like he doesn't even know how he obtained it or like anything. He was just like walking around, and this guy's like full hungry, full like. For example, there was like something where he needed like a blood transfusion or something, right? So he goes and he finds like he goes like a hospital. He grabs like a packet of blood. He's like, sweet, it just says like sealed blood or something like that. And he like does a blood transfusion on himself. He dies within like a couple minutes because apparently it's like the wrong type of blood. And he's like, I didn't even know we had like blood types in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what I've read, like I go off what I read. I mean, from what I understand, Rust is in a more polished state than DayZ is right now. I'm not really sure what the status of DayZ is. I mean, and even right now, the community is in an uproar with DayZ because Dean Hall, the guy who created it, announced that he's leaving at the end of this year to stop developing on the game and go work on something else because he wants to
Oh
make
wow.
his ultimate multiplayer game, and DayZ isn't it. And everyone feels kind of
Huh.
cheated and ripped off because like they paid $30 to get into its early access, and the game sold like millions of copies since it went up as an
Right.
alpha, and he's already talking about how it's not going to be his perfect game. Like, and everyone's saying like, why not? Like, why are you giving up on it? Like,
Right. That's
like
gonna halt development
in
on that game
in,
a
in
lot
its
too.
alpha state. Like the current team who's working on it's still going to be there, but it's just so weird that like he's leaving at the end of the year, whether the game's like done or not. Like I don't like what like the game is apparently so far off that like some people don't understand how they're gonna make it polished and feature ready by the end of the year because
Mm.
like they haven't really made much progress since they released it standalone.
Right.
Um, so I don't know, but I can't really comment too much about DayZ because I haven't played it firsthand. I mean, I'd like to. It's just like $20 is kind of my cutoff. Even for just buying games in general on Steam, like $20 is my cutoff without a sale. I'm never gonna go over $20 without a sale. It's just I won't. Um,
Right.
and Rust hit the $20 mark, so woohoo! Daisy is $30. Like that's fucking crazy. I'm still, even though I paid $20 for Rust, I'm still in the mindset that early access games should be discounted and not at the full price it's going to be when it's released because it's like it just seems odd. Like what if
Mm.
someone came out and handed you half a burger, like and like promised you the full burger in like an hour, and he comes out and goes, well, this is not going to be the perfect burger.
Yeah.
If
I
you'd
hope you
like,
continue enjoying that. I hope you savored that first half. And
I
if
mean,
you
like
didn't,
this
sorry.
this analogy
Uh,
does not fucking work at all because the rest of the team's gonna
just keep
finish.
going with it. Just
The
keep
rest of the
going with it.
team's gonna
Okay.
finish
Don't
the
stop.
game. But I mean, this early access in general, I believe they should be discounted. That's like you're buying like 1/4 of the game, you should be paying 1/4 of the price, and
Yeah.
that would easily kill off the early access model in a month. because developers wouldn't make as. Then again, more people would buy it, but I mean, they wouldn't make as much money off their unfinished piece of crap, and well, they would actually have to work on the game then. Um, but I would say Rust is more polished in its current state, and actually, I mean, Rust interests me more than DayZ does. I like the whole because you can craft and build in Rust. So like the whole aspect of building your own fort and your base is there. Like in DayZ they're gonna have player building eventually, but they don't know fucking when. So like until now you're just walking around Shannara just shooting people, with no zombies. Like the zombie aspect is gone. Like in Rust you have wolves and bears and wildlife. Then you have radiated wolves and bears who drop like blueprints and cool rare items to help your crafting along. So it's worth it to kind of use resources to kill them and go hunting. And the base building aspect is there. And like when you're offline, like people can raid your base and steal your stuff, like while you're gone. And that's all. It's really fun to do that too. Like getting some C4 and like you know playing late at night and waiting until it's night out. Because in the game, nighttime is pitch black. So like sneaking around and finding someone's base who looks like they might have some stuff, and it might seem mean, but I mean it's part of the game. Like it's just kill it, be killed, and take what you need. It's so fun to raid a base that somebody has built and just fuck up their whole fortification and just steal stuff, like and get away with it, and they'll have no idea it was you.
Yeah.
They'll have no fucking idea it was you. Like it doesn't say like, oh, fucking Peppered Ham stole your fucking beans. Like they have no idea it's you, and like if you get away with it, it's just so cool. Like such a cool feeling.
It sounds like a really cool game, but when you said you have to be like confident about talking into the microphone and stuff, I was like, well, that's me out. I can't.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
you could
I've
type.
never used like any Xbox Live sort of chats or anything like that because um this is gonna sound like I'm a girl and I'm scared, but from what I've heard, it's not pleasant to be a female in that sort of environment, so I just don't try. So that kind of sucks because Rust sounds really interesting. I'm just not sure that it would be a good game for me personally
Yeah,
because of that.
I hear you. I mean, like, if you were to ever get it, I mean, I would play it uh, with you. I would also force.
Protect me, Bill.
If you got it, I would force Ryan and Yoke Ramen to get it as well.
Yeah,
But
because these aren't these type of games. Like I feel like I like to watch them happen more than actually play them myself. Like I like watching people's like DayZ playthroughs or like live streams of it, but I don't think I would enjoy like playing DayZ. I don't know why. Probably the same thing with Rust, but if everyone else were to get it, I'd probably get it
I
and
mean,
only play
there's a
when you guys are on.
large portion of the people who played who use like just a text chat. But I mean, and with that though, like I mean, like there's PMs too in the game. Like you can send somebody just a private message. A lot of people use text chat too. But it's just that when you're in proximity with someone, like nobody else can hear you guys but you two. And it's really cool
Right.
to like come up over a hill and see two players talking to each other, and they have no idea you're there, and you can kind of faintly hear them talking, and then you would hear a gunshot, and then one of them's dead, the other one's not. Oh, it's just such a cool thing. Like it's kind of creepy though, because I was playing with my friend. I'll stop talking about Russ. I swear to God, in a minute. And we were coming up over this hill, and some servers have when somebody kills someone, it tells the server. Like it'll say like Joe Blow shot like Waffle Dick in the leg or something.
Right.
Killed him, shot him in the leg. But some servers don't, so you don't know. Like I kind of prefer it that you don't know, because that way when someone murders someone, they don't go and tell everyone in the world. They just fucking killed somebody. I like kind of we heard gunshots in the distance, like and the shots sound really awesome, by the way. Like when you hear the gunshot, I imagine it sounding like what it would feel like if I heard a gunshot like a block away from my house. And like it has that really.
It sounds like how I imagine.
Yeah.
Well,
Happens a lot at Bill's house,
well,
gunshots.
there have been gunshots on the street from me before, so I kind of know already. So they capture the feeling of hearing gunshots. And then you come up and my friend and I are like, what the hell was that? Who was that? You? And I'm like, no, man, I was right here. And so we're walking out into the woods and we stumble across a dead body. Those gunshots killed a person, not like a bear, not a wolf. So this person's around here killing people, and I have no idea where they are. And it's such a cool feeling. And neat game though, neat game. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody too, even because of its alpha state. Like, it might be lacking in some areas, and it's kind of rough too in certain spots. But I can't wait to see, and play it as it develops. I mean, I guess this is the appeal of early access. I guess I've hit the nail on the head I didn't find last time. as to what makes early access so appealing, and that's seeing something like this, which is a great idea, evolve as you play it, I guess. But
If it
um,
goes on sale, I'll probably pick it up.
oh,
But
absolutely. If it goes on sale, I'd recommend it.
I don't know how much it is now, like £15.
Oh, but
20 bucks. I might. I don't know. We'll see.
you bring up a good point though, Abby, about like females in the microphone. Like I've seen it happen on Call of Duty. Like people will like either make fun of them for being a girl, or they'll like jump to their defense and like try to like date them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and try to
it
be
doesn't
like a
really
super
bother
nice
me.
guy.
It doesn't really
Guys,
bother me too much,
yeah.
because, I can look after myself. I'm a perfectly capable human
Yeah.
being. It's just I don't know why I would willingly put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like I mean, like I don't know what the people in Rust would be like. Like so far, I've come across no women. I mean, even in the game, the only character mods you can play as currently in the alpha build are males. Uh, Although people are vehemently requesting female models so they can be naked women running around as well.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Well,
The future of
this is.
sexting.
Hold on, 2 seconds.
But I can't imagine like someone hearing a girl on the microphone and like saying they'll protect you and take you to their
Yeah.
base and like give you all kinds of stuff. I mean, and then if I was in your shoes, I would just fucking blow them up and just.
Well,
Plot
this
twist.
is the thing with like female gamers is they just want to be like treated the
Yeah.
same as everyone else. It's not a whole I'm a girl gamer, therefore you should like me or you should give me attention or whatever. It's just the people who want to play the games want to play the games. Um, and I wanted to bring up a point actually about Fallout 4 and how I heard that the main character supposedly in the game, the character that you play as, is supposed to be a man. And this bothers me for a lot of reasons, and I'm not quite sure if this is a good segue into this topic, but am I alright to go for it, or do you need to talk about Rust some more?
I'm down with the rest.
Um, the reason that I liked Fallout and Skyrim and games that have like character creation is because women in games are not very good. Um, but when you create your own character, it's like I don't know, you can put yourself into that character and you can be the badass Dovahkiin, who's a girl, and the Master of the Thieves Guild and whatever. And that's really cool, and you don't really get that with games that have like a set male character as a lead, which kind of sucks, so I'm really hoping that's not the case. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, and it's so weird too because like those games have always been like forge your own destiny and like make your own character and like there's never really been kind of a canon gender for Elder Scrolls or Fallout before us. Like that's such an odd step if they were to take that step.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking, like, it's just so strange. Like, I know all the like, the, like, commercials for Skyrim or whatever. It had that very, the Nordic man who
Yeah,
was Dovahkiin. And I don't know. It's just really weird when you look at my Dovahkiin, like my character, compared to what Bethesda sort of projected
the
them to look
Dovahkiin to
like.
look like. Yeah.
Right.
Because I play a wood elf. I play a female wood elf, and that is very, very distant from a male Nord.
Yeah, I guess from a
But
marketing standpoint,
I mean, it's always good to have like Saints Row do it too. Like they always have the cool looking man with the purple shirt and the glasses and whatever.
yeah,
Um, but one of the reasons that I liked Saints Row was because your gender just did not matter in that game because all the women just acted like men. And I thought I thought that was really smart in a way because it saved them on like I don't know budgeting for scripts or whatever. But it was just funny to have Laura Bailey voicing my character who was just saying this really vile shit all the time. And I don't know. I just feel like it's going to ruin Fallout 4 for me if I have to play as a guy because one of the things that I really like about those sorts of games is that I can choose. And I know a lot of guys who play as female characters as
yeah.
well.
And then that's why I think Mass Effect has resonated with so many people so well because like both the male and female versions of Commander Shepard have been presented and given an equal chance to be. And in fact, in most cases, most people prefer female Shepard to male Shepard. I mean, I played male Shepard Because I mean, like I'm playing this game and like I'm putting myself in the shoes of my character, and he's a dude, and like in Mass Effect, you romance the other characters, and it's kind of odd for me to want to pursue a male. Like I'm, that's nothing against I don't know gays or anything. I'm totally I am an equal rights man. Uh, but like for me myself to be feminine Shep and like, ooh, wow, Garrus is hot. Let me pick Garrus. It's just really fucking weird. Like to initiate and like me myself hand pick the dialogue options to romance a dude.
That must be like extra weird as well because it's like interracial, not interracial.
Yeah.
Is it interracial?
Yeah. Interspecies, maybe.
Interspecies,
Yeah.
There you go.
So you got to pick the alien dude.
Yeah. So like, but like but in the case of the story and like being able to experience it from both sides, like femshep and maleshep, like it's there and like it's awesome. Like it's really cool to see. And even Mass Effect 3 has a reversible cover. Like male shepherds on the front, but like you could take it out and reverse it, and it's the same cover but with femshep on it.
That's really cool.
And it's cool. Like they've fully embraced it. Like I think they even released like 2 separate trailers for the game with the male shepherd and the female shepherd. So it seems kind of backwards for a game with character creation to not, um, you know, make the female canon too. Especially when every other game in the series has done it. Was it officially announced that it was going to be like that, or was it kind of like?
No, it's like a leaked script, like a casting script or whatever. And I say that in inverted commas because Bethesda aren't going to confirm it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's why there were so many problems with that Survivor 2299 thing because Bethesda weren't confirming it, but they weren't denying it either. So people were like, well, they're not denying it, so therefore it must be them or
Yeah.
whatever. And this caused a lot of problems for Bethesda because a lot of people were really fucking angry about that.
Yeah. That kind of stuff makes me mad. Like even with Half-Life 3, like okay. Like we know you're fucking doing it. Like we know it. Like we know you're making Half-Life 3 and Bethesda we know you're making Fallout 4. Like if something comes out that's misleading millions of people and you see that everyone thinks it's your game, just tell them it's not your game, man. Like
Yeah.
tell them
They were saying stuff like, oh, it's in our policy that we don't confirm or deny things, but it was getting so out of hand.
Yeah. Like
Because it wasn't even like a fake teaser trailer or whatever. It was a fucking ciphered website half the time that you needed to decrypt. And people were doing it and finding all these hints for a fan fiction, basically.
we just talk about I'll say really quick how amazing that is, by the way. Like that guy fucking just
He fooled everyone,
that
I
and
swear to
ran with
Christ.
that idea, and it was just incredible. One of the best things I've seen on the internet in a while was that hoax, and like it was
Yeah,
pulled
I'm not
off
even mad.
so flawlessly that it's just that's just I loved it. I loved seeing.
I'm not even mad that that was fake because it was so well done. I was just like, well, Bethesda should hire you, really.
Yeah, for their marketing team.
Yeah.
Like you're doing a better job than them right now. So,
All I want them to do is just say, okay, we're making Fallout 4, and you can create your own character, because the fact that that casting script hasn't been confirmed or denied, because it's not that much of a big deal, because it happened about the same time as Survivor 2299 did.
Yeah.
And the whole situation is you are a male character who's been put into cryogenic sleep, which I don't like the idea of that for a start. Because I always like the idea of starting off in a vault or having like a purpose. Like I quite liked the idea of being a courier, like having some pre-game stuff, like you were a courier that just wandered the Mojave or whatever. So I don't like the idea of the cryogenic sleep, like waking up and being this whole like, oh, I'm in post-apocalyptic wherever now. But the other rumor as well was that you would play an android. If it was going to take place in Boston, you would play an android character, and I didn't like that either. So I feel like it's just going to be a massive letdown because I'm looking forward to Fallout 4 more than anything. But I'm terrified that I'm not going to be able to play a girl because that's just going to sort of ruin my immersion a bit. Because I like to try and make my characters look as much like me as possible. And I will say that in general, I don't mind if I have to play as a guy. Like, I really like the Assassin's Creed games, and one of the, like, assassins is a female and the rest are male. But it works. I don't feel like Fallout placing a male main character works. if this makes sense.
I think this Spiral Leak stuff. I think you'll be okay. I think they'll have a creation in there.
Yeah, there has to be.
It would just strike me as so odd for it not to be there. I mean, maybe like that's just one part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's been leaked, or even allegedly. Who knows if that's even real? But
It's just one of those things where you hear it and you're like, they could do that.
yeah,
And it could ruin everything for me.
like if they
Like,
went for like a set protagonist instead of a like silent, like this is your character, and they don't really have voice acting like a.
but I feel like you've always been able to do that through the Fallout games. You've always been able to create characters. I never played on Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics, so I don't know for sure. But I just like the idea of having basically me in a video game and like making the choices that I would make. um, but I don't feel like I'm going to project myself that well onto another character. Like with Assassin's Creed, I really liked Connor. I really enjoyed his story, but I never made any choices for him. Or with from what I understand of like with The Last of Us, you never make a choice in that game, but it makes sense because it's what Joel would have done.
Yeah, they're telling you a set story. Like there's no like Mass Effect type stuff where you're deciding the fate of an entire race or anything like that.
And I feel like that doesn't make sense in Fallout because you have always had like these choices whether you like blow up Megaton or you defuse the bomb or whatever. So maybe
Yeah, and that comes up like to my kind of complaint about like I love Grand Theft Auto and I love Red Dead Redemption. But like the idea of having a set protagonist in an open world, just it like in an open world where you can do whatever you want. Like okay, like Assassin's Creed's open world and everything like that. Could you just kill civilians if you wanted to out of nowhere in Assassin's Creed?
I think you can in 1 and 2, but 3 you definitely can't because Connor never killed a civilian. In his
Okay.
story, he never killed a civilian, so you just desynchronize immediately, I think.
Okay. So they fit it with the story, like something like Red Dead Redemption, where it's open world. Okay, go wherever you want, kill whoever you want, do whatever you want. But you're John Marston, and John Marston has a set of morals. Current day John Marston in the storyline has a code to live by. He's done with the outlaw life. He doesn't want to kill innocent people anymore. He wants to, get the guy who harmed him and get him out of the way so he doesn't harm his family and all this stuff. He just wants to go back and live with his family back up by Blackwater. That's all he wants to do. But as you're playing through, like the cutscenes, like a guy will come up to you in a cutscene and be like, John, I need you to kill this guy for me, or I need you to do this, and John Marston would be like, oh, I've given up that life, son. And then like immediately after the cutscene, I could walk into a town, tie a woman up in a rope, and throw her on the train tracks and watch her explode.
And
Like,
you get an achievement for it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that character who just said he's not doing that shit anymore. Like as soon as the cutscene's over, like I'm not doing that anymore. See you later. Fucking watch this though, and you just pick up, or you just go massacre a whole town. I mean, like the very next cutscene after you've done that, it'll be in character again, and it just seems so like what the fuck. Like even in Grand Theft Auto 5, like with like some of the characters like I forget their fucking names already. I haven't played the game in such a long time. Michael and. Doesn't matter. Some of the stuff like this doesn't matter. Like everyone likes to play Grand Theft Auto to go on like people like to sometimes just go on a rampage and see how many cops they can get after them or do this or that, and like
Well, that makes more sense because those people are just bad people.
yeah, and but like the thing with Michael and fuck, who's the fucking other guy?
Franklin and Trevor.
Michael Trevor Franklin.
Yeah.
There it is. The only character where it makes sense in GTA 5 to do that kind of stuff with is Trevor. He's a fucking psychopath. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's a flaw in GTA 5 because I mean you could do it and like Michael wasn't the kind of person who would just go massacre a bunch of civilians, but like in order to avoid the problem of it being out of character, they give you Trevor to play with, who is fully capable of doing that. So actually, GTA 5 is exempt from that. But like GTA 4, like Nico Bellic, he come to America to get a fresh start with his cousin, and he gets involved in crime. But he's not the kind of guy who would run down people on the streets. But you can do that, and it takes there's no choice really in that like you have the choice to make that, but it ruins it because it's a fixed protagonist. So like in Fallout 4, if there would happen to be a fixed protagonist who is male only, and you're able to go into towns and still massacre civilians the way you usually can in a Fallout game, I feel like
That's why I think Saints Row might be a little bit better in some respects than GTA, is because you can create your own character and you can, go and mow down a bunch of people. And there's mini games about it as well. Because it makes more sense than being this, like, I don't know, guy who's come to America and wouldn't usually do that or whatever. I've not actually played on any GTA games, but
He's pretty much Yokorama. Let's be real. That's Nico
Yokorama
Bellic.
Bellic.
Yokorama Bellic. That was his old name before he came to America last week. He's a new man.
I don't know. I feel like Saints Row is probably better in some respects, but not as good as GTA because it's not as acclaimed or whatever. Like I've seen a lot of LPs of GTA 5, and I'm like, I really want to play that game. Like that looks like so much fun.
oh yeah, the way I see it now, like with the two games, is like there's place in the world for both of them now. Like GTA used to be kind of silly and goofy, like back up until San
Right.
Andreas, and like Saints Row kind of took over that role, and like now like GTA is so heavily story based to where it's like a crime drama, like that's almost like serious.
It
Well,
does
Like
have its
plot
moments
twists and
though of being
choices.
quite
oh
funny.
yeah. Rockstar still has their satirical ways. But it's just that like it's not as over the top anymore. Like in
It's
certain
not
respects.
slapstick and like over the top ridiculous.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like you still have the funny ads though and the radio stuff, and like Franklin and Lamar, their dialogues together in GTA 5 are absolutely hysterical. But uh, I think it's awesome that like Rockstar went in that direction with Grand Theft Auto. But here comes who is it? Volition, who makes
Yeah.
Saints Row? Volition, with
Or
just
is it Deep Silver? No. Did they have something to do with 4? I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. They might have like maybe published it, maybe because THQ went under.
Yeah, could
Uh,
be. I don't remember.
I think they might have published it. Or did Volition go under too?
No, I think Volition got sold off.
Yeah. All of THQ's
But I
people.
don't know if they're making any more Saints Row games because I don't know what they can do after Saints Row 4.
I think if they do, they'll wait a little bit, only because Saints Row 3 and 4 are really kind of close together. Um,
I'm kind of disappointed though because they said, "Oh, with Saints Row 4, we're going to go back a little bit. It's going to be a bit more po-faced. It's going to be a bit more serious, like Saints Row 2." And it was just the fucking opposite of that.
President, and
I'm the president, and the
superpower.
world has been taken over by aliens. Okay.
That's even further.
Super serious.
In
Because
the
Super
Saints Row
serious
2,
though.
honestly, is one of my favorite. No, it is my favorite Saints Row game because it's funny in places, but it's also got these like really heartbreaking things that happen in it, and just it shines really brightly, I suppose. Like in the fact that the sad bits shine really, really bright because you got all this like silly stuff alongside with it. So I don't know, it hits you really hard when you're spraying shit at people's houses for half the game. Yep.
Yep.
All right then.
Yep.
The only Saints Row game I played was I played the first one, and I played a little bit of 3. That's my experience with it so far.
Oh, you got 3 for PC.
Yep.
I will totally, totally go through it with you one
I will
time if
play
you
it.
want
I will play it. I got it from,
because it's so fun. Co-op.
and I will gladly play it because I had a lot of fun with. I did the I played a little bit with a friend, and it was like the side missions where like the insurance fraud one, I think, where you have to get hit by cars.
What were you just? Yeah.
Yeah, that was so fucking fun. Oh my god, I was having such a blast with that. Like just chaining it up and getting hit. Oh my god, that was such a
It,
blast. Um,
it's so fun, but just I think people try to take it a bit too seriously sometimes. Like they were thinking it was another GTA, and
yeah,
the only thing that it really has similar is the fact that it's like a crime sandbox.
I think if people still did that after they handed out dildo bats as promotional items to like game journalists, then they deserve to be disappointed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because like THQ and Volition sent out like full size purple dildo bats too, like Rev 3 and IGN and all those places as like a promo swag, and like it's like fucking like of course this isn't gonna
Can
be
you imagine
this.
getting that in the post?
Oh
Like,
my god.
oh,
That's
That'd be awesome.
like, and like you can't
And
dispose of
sign
that.
for that and everything.
Yeah, you can't dispose of that easily either. So you're gonna have a big purple dildo bat in your house or office, for extended periods of time. You can't go throw that in the dumpster. Like, how do you explain to the garbage man who's emptying out the dumpster? Like, they don't know what that is. Like, oh, it's great. But
I am sure you could sell one on eBay for quite a lot of money.
yeah, but yeah. So I
Sorry, that was like a rant out of nowhere
no,
about.
no, I'm glad it was talked about though, because that brings up a good concern. If that is true about Fallout, it kind of takes away from like the appeal of Bethesda's games a little bit.
I can honestly say, right now, if it's like Fallout 3 but with Skyrim's engine a bit better and has better animations or whatever, if it's like that, I will pre-order any special edition that I can afford at the time because I fucking love Fallout, and I have like the special edition for Fallout 3 that comes in like the Vault Tech lunchbox and comes with a bobblehead and stuff, and it's like the coolest thing.
Is it
Nice.
the Pip Boy guy or whatever his name is? The
Vault Boy, I think
Vault
his
Boy.
name.
Pip Boy's the wrist thing.
Yeah.
You could tell
Yeah, you know.
You can tell I'm not that knowledgeable about Fallout.
But if it's like that, I will pre-order any special edition that they throw at me because it's Fallout, and I really like the mythos of Fallout or whatever. If it's a set male character, probably gonna wait until it goes on sale.
We
Which is
shall
saying a
see.
lot.
We
So,
shall see the fate of Fallout 4 in Ebbie's timeline.
like any news about Fallout 4, even though no one else on this podcast really cares all that much, I'm gonna have to talk about.
When do you think they're gonna fucking say anything about it? Like, do you think E3
Right.
like they
I
have
don't
to say something at E3
yeah.
this year? They have like and like usually like Bethesda like they have QuakeCon. I mean they have shit like they do their own stuff at too. I mean Bethesda owns id and all that stuff. Like like
they usually announced Fallout 3 and Skyrim both at
Spike, right?
Spike Video Game Awards. But I don't know if that's like redundant now because it was fucking terrible last year.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they'll do it at E3 either.
That's the thing. Like, when the hell is the right time to do it? Like when is PAX coming up, or like when is like a GDC? Like, when is all this stuff happening? Like, to where they would have a chance to like open it and announce it in front of an audience.
I've always kept an eye on every PAX. I was excited about Spike TV Awards last year or whatever because I thought maybe this is the time, but it was really close to the Survivor 2299, so I wasn't sure. I don't think it's going to be at E3 because or maybe it might be because it's not about consoles anymore, is it?
No, yeah, that was just games.
That's exciting.
Can I say
That's
that I'm really excited to watch. I mean, the press conferences every year for E3 are usually pretty awful, no matter who is doing it.
I always live tweet them, and it's always like well, that just happened.
Like,
Nintendo has a special heart though for me. Their press conferences are awful.
I can't believe that like these guys like put this presentation together every single year. All three companies every single year put together these presentations and like sit down the night before and just look at.
Well, it's not even three companies. I don't know if Nintendo are doing it anymore, but it's Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, and EA.
That's right. They do their own as well.
Which makes no sense because they would like, we've got a new IP. It's a driving game.
I think Nintendo's gonna have. They didn't do it last year. I think they're gonna have to do it this year.
It's gonna be awful.
I think they're gonna have to put themselves.
No, when they announced Pikmin, it was great when they had Shigeru Miyamoto putting his jacket on and the Pikmin was coming out the pocket.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I think they can do themselves a lot of good this year by having one. And since there's no new hardware being announced, I mean, presumably, who the fuck knows? I mean, we're still.
The only thing I could imagine that would maybe make an appearance is the next DS.
Yeah.
But even that, I'm not even too sure about.
I mean, I think another year.
You think another year?
Yeah, they're gonna give Pokemon some room to breathe. I think, unless it's backwards compatible with 3DS games.
That'd be cool.
3DS turned 3 today, so I mean, it's not that old of a console, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
It just seems like a big life cycle for handheld because they just always cycle them with the next one, but a bit more.
If anything,
which I suppose they've done with the XL. So
if anything, maybe another model. Well, then again,
it'd probably be another model.
They just did that too, though, the 2DS. So,
that's like 3 months ago, Bill. God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Come on. By then it would be like 8 months or something.
Now. I think it would do them a lot of good to come out on one of the press conferences. You know, everyone's watching it, and they just kick your teeth in with a really solid Wii U lineup. They don't need
They
to do
need
that for
to
3DS. They Wii U lineup would kick if they kicked ass with something.
they need a new Zelda game. They don't need, but they should. New Star Fox game. They've just got all these like IPs that they don't do anything with anymore, like Metroid, they haven't done anything in a while. Star Fox they haven't done anything with in fucking years. And it's stupid. It's been like 7 years or something since the last Star Fox game. They haven't done anything with F-Zero in a long time. And they have all these IPs that people are excited for, but they're just not paying attention.
See, this is my theory that they have all these games cooking. They have Star Fox. They have Metroid. They have a new Mother 3 game coming out.
Oh man.
They have another one of those.
Oh man.
They have 3 new Zelda games in the works right now. They have a full 3D Pokemon game in development for the Wii U with online
That would sell the Wii U
battle
for me.
Yeah,
capabilities.
Pokemon Snap 2 with the Wii U.
They have a
Yeah.
new Diddy Kong
Yeah.
Racing. They're gonna show off the Fire Emblem and
Dreaded-
Shin Megami Tensei crossover. They're gonna show
dreaded
off. They're gonna show off Dragon Quest X, the MMO, exclusively on the Wii U. They're gonna show off the new Final Fantasy single player game, Final Fantasy 16. 15 didn't even fucking come out yet. They're gonna show 16 off on the Wii U exclusive. They're gonna show all those games this E3, and then everyone is gonna be allowed on Shigeru Miyamoto's spaceship, and they're all gonna be able to go to the moon and play all these games during E3 week with President Barack Obama.
Boom! E3 predictions 2014. Bills in the bag.
I want people to quote
You
that.
know-
I make Kotaku make that headline.
You
You know
had
what I
worse
want from
articles,
Nintendo
Kotaku.
though?
What do
Is
you
I
want?
want another surprise. Like, you know when they announced Luigi's Mansion 2, I did not see that coming. And I was like, whoa!
Yeah, that was cool. That made me want a 3DS. I mean, like along with Animal Crossing, but like that was yes, I love Luigi's Mansion. Like that's
Do
such
you
an
have
awesome.
Luigi's Mansion, Bill?
Well, I beat the first one. I haven't played the second one yet, though. I have so many games to play. It's just unwise for me to buy it right now. But
I just want them to surprise me on that level again because it was so. It was just out of nowhere because that game, like Luigi's Mansion 1, is just so old. I was just like, well, they're not doing anything with that again, I guess. And then they
Yeah.
did. And it was
I
like,
will
amazing to see that unveiled or whatever.
I will say amongst my little bullshit there, I said about those games, they are actually doing a Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei crossover, which has me very excited because I really like Double Survivor and I really like Shin Megami Tensei 4 and I really like Awakening. Like I don't have much experience with either franchise, but like what I've played of the newer games, like Fire Emblem Awakening and like Shin Megami Tensei has tons of games under their pants, like Persona and the main franchise and Devil Survivor. But Devil Survivor is like a grid-based tactical game like Fire Emblem. So, but instead of like using like units and soldiers, like you're using a bunch of like demons that you synthesize. It's kind of like a grown-up Pokemon almost. Like,
Oh, is it going to be like Pokemon Conquest but Fire Emblem?
Interesting.
yes. Which I love those kind of games. Like, I really want to check out Conquest because like it has the same gameplay of a Fire Emblem game, only with Pokemon and like Nobunaga is hanging out. Like that sounds fucking rad. I really want to check. Did you have Pokemon Conquest, Ebbie? Have you played it?
I bought it while I was in Australia because it wasn't announced to come over here. And it's so good. I haven't finished it though because it's one of those things that I like put down and then never pick back up for some reason. So I need to do that. But the artwork in that game is just so good.
That's why like the crossover between Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei has me excited because like combining those two franchises is just seems like it'll work really well. And I don't know how they're going to do it or what kind of game it's going to be, but it's going to be a Wii U exclusive to what I understand. And that's something that gets me interested. And it gets a lot of fans with franchises like, oh, like, this is something worthwhile on the console. So I think they have an opportunity to make the Wii U worthwhile at this year's E3. I
kind of hope they do a press conference rather than a direct though, but I don't know that they will.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to have any hardware to show off, and E3 seems to be the place to show off your new console rather than these are the new IPs that we're doing or these are the new games that we're doing or whatever. Which is a shame because that means it's going to be kind of empty this year if that's the case. But
yeah, I mean, I can guarantee Xbox's press conference is going to be Halo and the new Gears of War. I can just see it now. Like, this is the next evolution of Halo. I love Halo. Don't get me wrong. Halo 4 kind of stunk.
Yeah,
But
we played that for how long, Bill? Like a week, I feel like.
yeah, I mean, I liked it when I played it, but the more I look at it back, like, I mean, we stopped playing it pretty quickly.
Right.
And went on to other games and like just kind of forgot about it, like easily. And the thing is, like, I had fun with it, but I just don't feel like it had the staying power of a Halo. Like Halo games have always had tremendous staying power after they've been released. Like you play a Halo game and there's so much to them. Like people just play them. Like people sit there and play Halo. Um, like I don't have much confidence in Halo 5 either. I mean, I'm not going to play it because I'm not going to be getting an Xbox One, but like still, like I don't know. Like I'm more interested in Bungie's Destiny because that's Bungie doing it. The
Right.
people who made Halo. But I think Xbox will have Halo. They're definitely doing another Gears of War. Sony, I'm interested in seeing Sony what they do at E3. I mean, I don't want to make a Sandy prediction episode because it's fucking February. But um,
Well, you already did make a prediction about Nintendo, so
yeah,
why not
yeah.
about,
I want to say like the press conference is like, what the hell are they going to do this year? I mean, like Sony would definitely have Uncharted. I think.
Yeah, I think they've
Which
already said that there is an Untitled
yeah.
Uncharted game in the works.
They released a little teaser with like a guy talking, like looking at a map, and then it just says "Boom, Uncharted, PS4." I'm like,
But
fuck
that's going to take like fucking ages to make, isn't it?
yeah. You know what? That's okay because that gives me time to buy a PS4.
Oh,
Like
I want a
that's
Heavy Rain
okay.
sequel. Oh, there you go.
What, Ryan?
I want a Heavy Rain sequel. Remember when Heavy
Mm.
Rain was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna promise a sequel or DLC and a sequel to this game or
Dude,
whatever," and
they
then it
was
canceled because of they did it for the PS Move or
yeah they
whatever.
were supposed to do like
Ugh.
5 DLC episodes to that, and like they
Yeah.
released the first one, Taxidermist, um,
Right.
which was like I mean like it was like 15 minutes long almost
Right.
like. But I mean, like, there's so many different branching ways it can go off. The replay value kind of shoots up to like 2 or 3, depending on hours, what you're doing with it. But yeah, like, oh, cool. And like, there's gonna be one where you can play. Like, I'm not gonna say who the origami killer was. Anyone who doesn't want to spoil or anything. But there's gonna be one where you play as the origami killer, and it just never fucking happened. Like what? Oh, but they focus their design efforts to the PlayStation Move, so I can actually brush my teeth like with this fucking glowing
Yeah.
controller.
Yeah.
That
Basically.
PlayStation Move never even caught.
Ugh.
Where is this PlayStation Move for the fucking
PS4.
nowhere? They use a
Oh,
camera now
right.
instead.
Exactly.
They use a camera
Yeah.
now instead. So like it's
Ugh.
just unbelievable what a waste of fucking time that was for development resources. Like make actual content. Like nobody is gonna replay Heavy Rain to use the Move controller. Like I'll go give it another go with my new Move controller so I can actually fucking shave my face.
talking about DLC though, quickly. Are you planning to play on the Last of Us DLC?
I haven't gotten it yet, but yes. Only because it gives me more Last of Us to play. And I'm sharing. Now, if Sony's listening to this, Sony, you can take my account away, but you're never gonna take my freedom. Uh, we
Damn.
we have it so that my friend's account is on my PS3 as well, and like he has my name registered up with his account as an account that can play stuff he buys. So when he
Oh,
buys and downloads something onto my PS3, my name is licensed with his name. I can access the content he downloads on my PS3 even without him
Ah,
be logged
sneaky.
in. So
you
I mean,
listening, Sony? You listening?
yeah, you got a flaw in your system, homie. And
Yeah.
but so I did that with GTA 5, and we split GTA 5 down the middle, $30 a person. I downloaded it on my PS3 using his name, and I was able to access it on my name whenever I want. And he downloaded it on his, and then boom, we can play online with each other. Like there's no limits. Like it's not like you can only play like one person at a time. So, but we split the season pass for Last of Us, just so we can get the DLC, and because the multiplayer is actually pretty cool with Last of Us, as well. Surprised Naughty Dog, they do a cool multiplayer. Even with Uncharted, it was just a lot of fun. Uh, um, but I have to play it. I have to play it. I was a little disappointed because usually when DLC is prequel DLC, I don't usually care. Um,
Mm.
like it's kind of like, okay.
Well, it's not just prequel DLC, as far as I understand, is it?
I think
I
I
thought it was.
Because I thought it was mixed with the bit in winter. Oh, or was it the bit in... No, it was the bit in winter. I don't want to say anything just in case this is technically spoilers.
huh.
Do
Maybe
you know what I'm talking about?
well, that has me peaked. My interest is not peaked because I mean, from what I understand, it takes place. And this isn't a spoiler for anybody who hasn't played the game. I mean, if it is, fucking kill me. Like the storyline of this is Ellie and her friend Riley before the like the outbreak goes like I mean the outbreak happened, but like this is before you know that Ellie. See, this might be a spoiler. I mean, it happens like
I know what you're talking
It
about.
happens like 2 days,
yeah,
like
it
2 minutes into the
it's not
game.
the
I
start
feel
of the
like.
game, but I guess some people might consider it kind of a surprise. But it's also the plot setup for the entire game. Um, I think I might have actually said it, asshole, on the podcast when I was talking about The Last of Us, like what you're supposed to be doing, why you're taking Ellie to Salt Lake City or wherever the hell you're going. I forget the city. To take her to scientists. But anyway, this she tells you in a conversation in the game about her and her friend Riley and what happened to them two, and this DLC plays that out, and also kind of shines a bit, to what I understand, onto the final conversation in the game between Joel and Ellie, which is one of the other reasons I want to play it, because it gives you more perspective on why she wanted to do what she did and why she kind of questions what happens at the end of the game. But if it does mix in with current day stuff in the game, that has me interested. It has me kind of peaked to just kind of start playing it now.
From what I understand, it's like a mix of that story, the story of Ellie and Riley, and the I can't say what it is because.
If you message it to me on Skype,
Right, I'll
I honestly
message it to you right now.
I honestly don't mind. Like if you spoil the 2 hour DLC on me, I don't care. um, that's not an invitation to everybody on fucking like YouTube to just tell everyone what happens in it. But like if there's something else to this DLC that I don't know, it might make me go at it more. But anyway, no, yeah, I haven't played it yet. Usually with single player DLC, it takes me a while to get to it. Like even with Mass Effect, like there's some really good packs out there for Mass Effect, and the final one they released is Citadel, which is supposed to be such an awesome fan servicey pack that is just so fun to play. I haven't touched it yet, and it's been like 2 years since it came out. So like,
You gotta get on this, man. Your backlog is huge. I feel like.
backlog is
How many games is in there? Like 100?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh man. All right.
um. Okay.
Can I just say, The Last of Us has been completely spoiled for me. Like, I know everything that happens in that game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Even the ending and stuff, like everything.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I was an idiot and I went to sleep watching an LP, not realizing it was on a playlist.
Oh,
And I woke up
man.
just when it ended, and I was like, oh.
Damn.
Well, I guess I'm not going to be in a rush to play that game anytime soon.
damn.
Dang.
So it was my own fault, but I've realised why I need to get a PS3 as well now. Is for Ni no Kuni, The Last of Us, probably play Uncharted, and I need a Blu-ray player, so...
Just get a PS4. Isn't it backwards compatible?
I thought they weren't. And I also don't have like
okay.
£500.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because I'm waiting for that point where the PS3 has a price drop because no one's buying them anymore.
Right.
So I'm gonna play like Heavy Rain and Ni no Kuni, and it's gonna be great. Though I've heard Ni no Kuni is obnoxiously long because it's a JRPG. So it's Bill clicking through. Who's
I don't
clicking?
know. That's not me.
Bill.
Bill.
Sorry, I'm reading about the DLC. Sorry,
This guy.
I'm gonna play it this weekend because you're right. Anyway,
Was that right?
yeah. That's actually really compelling. I didn't know that. That's cool. That
Hey,
sounds
I get to
good for
teach
me.
you something about The Last of Us, huh?
Ah, I think that might have been the thing that before the DLC came out, Neil Druckmann, the guy who wrote the game, tweeted out. He said, "Don't read any of the reviews or whatever because there are things in the DLC that we didn't announce or talk about in any kind of screenshots that will surprise you." And like I was gonna just look it up because like what the fuck, what is it, Neil Druckmann? Like, come on, asshole. But I feel. I mean,
Well, I feel
last
bad now if I spoiled it for anyone.
no. Well, you didn't say that. You didn't say it out loud. You didn't say what it was. Oh, actually, you might have said winter, but it doesn't matter.
No, I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? Shh.
It's okay. I mean, like we didn't say any details, and I mean, from what I understand, a lot of people who listen to us have played it, like who have reached out to me on Twitter to talk about the game too. So I think we're okay. We're okay.
Well, I'm sure if you wanted to play the DLC, you really would have.
Well, even
If you really, really wanted to play it, you
even
probably would
then,
have played
I
it.
mean, none of us know. I mean, like you might know, but like none of us know. We didn't say explicitly how it ends or anything. We just kind of said like the time frame it takes place in, which the time frame it takes place in is not really a spoiler because I mean, if you already played The Last of Us, you already know what happens in winter, and if you beat The Last of Us, you know what happened between Ellie and her friend Riley. So I mean, like you're just kind of playing that out and seeing kind of out of curiosity and the storytelling. So, I mean, yeah. So I don't think we spoiled anything. Like I haven't beaten the game. Fuck. I haven't beaten the game myself. Uh, fuck my elbow. And um, we're good.
All right
We
then.
saved our
This is a
asses.
great podcast.
Oh man.
So anyway, Ryan, what have you been up to, man?
Oh, are we only on that podcast?
Dude, this is gonna be the longest episode in
Dude,
history.
I saw
It's
you.
great.
I saw the Diablo 3 patch came out yesterday.
Yep. And I've just
Which
been playing it for about 9 hours, and the reason why I've been so quiet is because I'm currently playing it now.
son of a
Let's
bitch.
be real here.
Do you know that
It's pretty easy to play and
I was
talk at the
I
same
was
time.
gonna patch it today and try to play it before the show.
Yeah.
And
That didn't happen.
yeah, what happened was I go to patch it and it tells me it needs to optimize all the files first.
Yeah, because it forces you to use the Battle .net desktop client,
Yeah.
whatever, which is Blizzard's Steam client. So it has to like reconfigure all the files and stuff.
Why did it need to reconfigure my files for WoW or like
Didn't it do that like I don't know, I want to say half a year ago or something when the desktop client first came out?
because I only recently got the desktop client like the beginning of this
Oh,
year.
okay.
Like I don't know like if it did.
All I know is that every time there's an expansion, it always asks you like, it always tells you like we have to reconfigure your files. Like it did that for Heart of the Swarm for StarCraft also.
Uh,
So,
only because it's like 6 gigabytes worth of shit. Like I'm like, well, I just want the patch. I just want to play.
right. The patch is only like I want to say a gig, so the patch won't
That's
take
good.
too long to
So
download.
when this is done, I mean, I'll be good for whenever. But yeah. So from what I understand, they revamped the loot tables, the Paragon system, and what I'm curious about before you start talking about, I'm really curious about how often do you come across those cursed chests?
Okay, so let's see. I've been playing for maybe about 30 minutes now and I've come across like 2 of them.
Okay.
So, I mean, every 15 minutes, let's say, if you're doing a normal run through.
Okay. So
And this is just me just kind of wandering around because, you don't have to go like there's no farming routes now. You can just go wherever you want to in the game in the act. So I've just been trying to find where the most monsters are and, and about two every 15 minutes or so.
because like that has me interested. Like for those who don't know, like they added these cursed chests to Diablo 3, and when you find them, it triggers an event. Like according to the patch notes, like it could be an endless wave of enemies, like a random boss spawn or stuff like that, and like that kind of stuff has my interest peaked because I like random stuff like that.
It's not that random, unfortunately. They made it sound like a lot better than it actually is. It can only be like kill these like 5 waves of enemies within like 40 seconds. It can be the random boss, which I haven't encountered at all yet, or it could be like kill 100 enemies before the timer runs out.
Oh, that's okay. Well, that kind of stuff I like though. I guess what I kind of expected it to be, sort of.
Right. And
Um,
if you accomplish it, you get an extra chest, or the cursed chest could also be a cursed shrine too. So um, the shrine could do, I don't know, give you 100% XP if you accomplish it, but if you don't accomplish it, it's still like a 25% XP boost shrine.
okay.
So those are, yeah, they're good. It's pretty broken right now because people are just farming those basically with like 4 other people in your party. And you're pretty much guaranteed to get a legendary if you do it in a certain amount of time, which they'll probably patch very soon, probably within the next couple days.
Interesting. So, do you think this patch has the potential to bring back people who um, quit the game out of sheer Blizzard anger?
Sheer Blizzard anger. Well, if they've quit since if they quit like really early on in the game, then I think it will bring them back, and Reaper of Souls will at least make them stick around for a bit more. But it did change just a bunch of stuff. There's no more farming routes, so beforehand, for people who didn't know, when you hit level 60, every time you killed an elite, you got this thing called Nephilim Valor. And if you got a stack of 5, which basically kill 5 elite mobs, it increased your magic find and gold find. But those are gotten rid of, so you don't have to go like there was certain optimal routes you could take to like find the most elites quickly, and then you would just go to like Fields of Misery and just start killing everything as fast as possible, and then just leave the game and reset. So since there's no more of those, you can just basically go in like anywhere in the entire game, which is pretty awesome. There's the cursed chest thing that Bill was saying. There's shared Paragon levels now, so all my characters are Paragon level 38 right now. So I can, kill a bunch of stuff on my barb, switch over, and then, continue leveling on my wizard or something with the 38 Paragon and still make progress. I don't have to stick with like one character ever, which is pretty cool. And they basically stopped farming or bots, I should say, and people selling gold. Gold's account bound. Legendaries are account bound and can only be sold with the people who are in your party or traded with the people who are in your party. So basically, the only thing that can be traded are yellows at this point. And the auction house goes down in 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's like the March 13th or something like that, or one of those dates around that time. Which I'm actually kind of baffled as to why they didn't bring it down with this patch, like this large patch.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still technically useless. I mean, if all the legendaries are account bound, and you can't really sell them on there anyway. But
yeah. And I was getting probably about, I want to say, 4 legendaries an hour last night. And this included plans also, like really rare legendary plans that allowed you to craft legendaries. So I was getting about 4 legendaries an hour, which is, I don't know, I think is pretty good. I think it's like a good enough balance for now.
Cool.
Why are you clicking so much?
He's playing Diablo.
I'm playing Diablo 3 right now and trying to kill this elite guy.
So I mean, the overall goal of this patch was to improve the itemization of the legendaries and make the loot tables smarter, so that when you're playing, you get drops that pertain more. You get less drops, like in general, like overall, but all the drops you get are typically useful for your class. So you're not wasting your time playing and getting crap that it's just vendor fodder.
Right.
And which I've read and from what I've heard from you, like it sounds like they've really made an improvement on it for the most part. There's more unique legendaries now that have kind of unique effects to what I understand. Like I saw one on Reddit where they had the shoulder pads that allow you to use like something that has to do with your town portal or something like that. I didn't see exactly what they do, but it's just cool. Like there's somebody got a weapon that emits out a poison cloud and stuff like that, and that's cool. Like finding a legendary that has unique qualities that isn't just here's sword 6 with a cool name on it. That
somebody found a dead mouse amulet. So it's literally an amulet that looks like the dead mouse icon. And then funny. When you kill somebody, it does like the ghost. Like when you kill like a boss or an elite pack, the elite pack kind of like dances for a bit, like a couple seconds, and like one of Dead Mouse's songs plays, and then they just die. Just like random stuff like that, and it just needs to be in your stash now. It used to be like it had to be equipped, but now it's just in your stash, like on you, for those effects to take place, which is pretty cool. That's basically neat. This whole patch gave us everything except you can't hit level 70, obviously, and you can't hit or you can't get the Crusader. Those are and adventure mode, which is the new way of questing.
So all of the big expansion features are still. Like, obviously, they need a reason to sell a damn expansion pack. So,
right, exactly.
So, I mean, so this was like the pre-expansion pack that, revamped itemization, Paragon levels, which those of you who don't know, when you hit max level on Diablo, previously you would be able to still level up on that character just through the Paragon system. And it would go up to like Paragon 100, and it would be on a per character basis. But in the new patch, they made it so that your Paragon level is shared amongst all of your entire account, and which is cool because I mean grinding up to Paragon 100 on like 5 guys is probably fucking a nightmare.
Which people have done, which is pretty insane.
They also revamped the difficulties, correct? It's no longer what were they before?
Normal, Nightmare, Hell, and Inferno.
Yeah.
So with that too, all the difficulties are unlocked except for Torment, which is I guess like the new Inferno. That one is saved for when you hit max level. But one of the really cool things is that I made a level 1 Witch Doctor last night, and my friend leveled him up to 60 in about like an hour or so. And I went back to play on my own, and I realized that I only have to get through the game once, like acts 1 through 4 one time. You don't have to do the whole, like, if you're leveling by yourself now, you don't have to do like, acts 1 through 4 normal, acts 1 to 4 nightmare, acts 1 to 4, like they got rid of all that. So one time through, and you can set the settings at whatever you want to. If you play the whole game through Master, which they say takes like 10 hours now, you'll get a level 60 through that. So there's no more multiple times of playing through the campaign
That
just to get to a
is
60.
the best thing I've ever fucking heard in my entire life.
Right.
Because I mean, like, I love like I know admittedly, I mean, Diablo 2 wasn't a game that I played a lot of, but I mean, like over the last 2 or 3 years, I mean, I played Diablo 3 a bunch, and I played a lot of Path of Exile, and I mean, I know it's always been kind of the action RPG staple of replaying through the axe over and over again on different difficulties. But that sounds really appealing to me, and even what they're doing with adventure mode, like I really like the direction Diablo 3 is going with Reaper of Souls.
Right.
Has me very excited. I mean, I definitely want to start a guy and level him up to 60 before a new guy. Like I have a monk at 60, and I have I think a wizard at 60. I don't honestly remember. I have to check. But I want to start a new guy up and level him up with the new item system and just take him through the
Yeah.
axe this way. Like it just sounds really appealing to me. Like, and I wasn't one of the people who even hated the game on launch. I had a lot of fun with Diablo 3 when it came out. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, like, but this update just sounds really cool, and like it breathes some new life into it before the expansion pack comes out, which will, uh, you know. Wholly enhance the experience with adventure mode. That's what I'm excited about. To what I understand, I mean, with adventure mode, you're going to have beaten the game. You have to have beaten Act
Five on at least
Five.
Act 5 on at least one character.
Okay.
And then after that, everyone can do adventure mode. Your hardcore characters can, softcore characters can. They also announced that later on in Reaper of Souls, they will be implementing ladder. So there will be like ladder seasons, just like in a Path of Exile.
I love that. I love the ladder system. I
Yeah,
love when a new
so
one comes out and everyone's back on the same page. It's like I'm gonna play Diablo now, but then I mean, like, even the new Path of Exile ladders come out next week.
right.
And that has me really excited because I mean, especially with that kind of game and with that game's economy, like every time the new ladder comes out, I mean, like the items are valued differently, and like when everyone's level 1 and you're finding these items, I mean, people are selling them for cheaper, and until there's a lot of them in the market. So like it's really exciting since when I got into Path of Exile, I mean, like those leagues are already kind of around. So this is my first time getting in on the beginning of a ladder in an
Of a
action
ladder,
RPG,
yeah.
so it's exciting for me. But I'm hopeful for that feature in Diablo as well. So like I'm really excited. Like it's a good time to like these kinds of games.
Right.
Because if whether or not you like Diablo 3 and the direction it went in or not, you have Path of Exile to play if you still really want a punishing uh, action RPG. But I really like the polish in Diablo, so I'm really excited. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have that patch downloaded by tonight. I'm gonna play it. So
Nice. Yeah, we'll play together and level your guy up for sure.
sweet, dude.
Just quick note, some of the other small things that they implemented. They implemented a clan system. It's basically just so you can only be part of one clan, but you can have multiple communities, which are basically just other like custom-made chat groups that people have made. You can join as many communities as you want to. So I don't know, sometime in the future, maybe we'd make like a permadeath community or something like that. And it's literally just like a specialized channel or whatever. And it basically just blasts people's feeds with like, or Diablo feeds with like, oh, this person just got this legendary, like check it out, congratulate them. This person just got this achievement, just stuff like that. So there's communities which are, pretty awesome. We have a community right now, like 30 people, because I just let all my friends invite all their friends into it. So it's kind of cool just to hop on people, just be like, yo, you want to gear up together. The only problem with the Loot 2.0 that I've seen so far is that because gear drops of your character, you see a lot of people like only wanting to gear up or to play with their own class. So I had 3 other monks in my game earlier today, so that like if a legendary dropped, it was guaranteed pretty much to be a monk legendary. And then if someone didn't need it, it was like, oh, does anyone want this monk legendary? Because last night we were playing,
okay.
and the loot system was still kind of the same because like we had one of each class pretty much. So like I was getting demon hunter stuff and like witch doctor stuff and barb stuff because I was on my monk, and they were getting all this stuff. So that's the only problem I see with the loot 2.0 system is like it tailors it for like whoever is in your party. So if it's me and you, like we'll have more of a likely chance to get like monk and barb stuff if I'm playing my barb or like whatever, right?
Well, I always thought still, but like I always thought the characters got like each player got their own loot table that dropped.
Well, yeah. I mean, like the loot that will drop for you will be like whatever, like will be like let's say I'm playing a barb and you're playing a monk, it will be like mostly monk and barb gear. Because the Loot 2.0 wants you to trade with the other people that are in your game.
Okay.
So it takes their classes into account.
I see.
And then the one thing that I like that they changed so far is that when you die, you have 3 options now. You can revive at the checkpoint, you can revive at town if the monsters are too hard, or you can revive at your corpse where you died.
Is there like a cooldown on that or anything?
Yeah, it takes 5 seconds to revive, and then you only get 3 tries to revive. So the game notices like, oh, you died from this elite pack specifically. So if you die 2 more times, it's going to either force you to revive at checkpoint or revive at town. Other players in the game can still revive you, of course, and all that stuff. But let's say that you died twice, you revive at corpse twice, and you kill the elite pack. It resets how many times you can revive now at your corpse, because it's like, okay, you defeated that elite pack, we're resetting your revives at corpse now. So that's pretty interesting, and it's really helpful, and it's a lot less frustrating, especially if you're playing solo by yourself. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all the patch offers. But it's definitely a complete revamp, and for anyone who has the game, I would definitely suggest downloading it and at least trying it out. It's a lot different from Diablo when it first came out, where you wouldn't find legendaries at all, or you wouldn't find even yellows at all. I've been playing my barbarian who hit 60, and I just kind of left at 60 because it's too frustrating to gear. And I've been playing him for like about 2 hours today, and he's gone from 30k DPS to 102,000 DPS.
Holy moly!
And that's not from buying auction house stuff. That's from like 3 or 4 legendary drops. Haven't bought any auction house stuff, gold or real money. And he's only on master, which it goes easy, normal, hard, master, torment, and then torment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's not even geared for anywhere close to torment, and I'm still finding stuff that upgrades him when I didn't think I would. So
yeah,
it's definitely a lot more fun, and I definitely recommend it for people who haven't played in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited. I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah, man. It's pretty much the only game I've been playing this week, at least.
Cool. I assume for a long time.
Yeah, man.
As well. Yeah. So, anything else any of you have been playing or anything?
I haven't talked about Red Shirt yet.
Yes. So, two episodes ago, I gave my impressions on Red Shirt, and everyone laughed at me.
Mostly
and then Yokorama bought it.
Except for Yokorama, who had enough faith in me to pay $10 fucking
during the recording of it too.
So, Ebbie, you finally started playing it. What do you think of Red Shirt?
I played for about 5 hours last night because I didn't understand what I was doing, I suppose. I still don't really understand because I'm on level 5 and I've got like 30 days to go. So, I think I understand now you're supposed to apply for jobs and upgrade your career that way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So,
yeah, you have to advance.
I don't know how I feel about it because I know it's not very good, but I still quite enjoy it. Don't know how to explain it. It also makes no sense that I keep referencing this red shirt that I keep hanging up at the end of the day, but I changed it so I'm wearing a black shirt. So, I quite like it. I don't think I'd recommend it for $10 or whatever, but I don't know. I can't quite work it out. Because I know I'm definitely not going to be a high enough level to escape whatever catastrophe is going to happen soon. So
yeah, I haven't played it much since that episode. But I mean, like my career track is advancing pretty well.
I'm close to mastering rank 1 of my job, so that's how not good I am at this game. Because I just didn't understand that I needed to go and apply for jobs. And I was applying for jobs and wasn't getting them because I didn't understand what job I already had. So I'll probably start a new save file now that I understand it a bit better. And I will say that the relationship request thing is fucking annoying. Because I'll be in a relationship with someone, it'll be going really well, and then I'll get a relationship request from some random guy or girl because I didn't realize at the start you have to set your preferences. So I'm just scared of the girls. So you'll get like a relationship request from someone, and I'll be like, no, I'm dating this person, so I'll deny it, and then literally 2 days later, always happens. My partner will say, I'm leaving you for the person that you denied the request to. So I'm like, well, I'm fucking lonely, aren't I?
Are you taking your significant other out on romantic dates?
I am now because I didn't understand that there were different. I didn't understand a lot about this game because it doesn't explain a whole
It
bunch.
doesn't explain shit.
there are things that have red titles or romantic in the title that you have to take your significant other to.
I didn't know.
I couldn't find those because they're right at the end of the fucking list of group activities. So I didn't understand that, and I lost a lot of people. So I've dated about 15 different people so far, and they keep sending me messages going, "Let's do something romantic together." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I took you to play tennis last week." But the thing is, even though I take them on romantic things, they'll always message me saying, "We never do anything. You don't appreciate me." So I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish it explained a bit more. That's basically my major flaw with it. But I'll probably start another save file now that I understand a bit better what I'm doing. And my character's called Ebbie Spaceman.
You didn't change the last name?
No. I thought it was too good.
Knowing from the start that you have to advance your job and how to do it, it kind of adds a little more fun to it too. Like for me anyway, like how do I become friends with that guy so I can get that job easier without having to have all the requirements? Because if you're chummy with one of like hiring managers, you can get hired regardless if you really meet the requirements for it. But
I accidentally killed my boss as well.
Oh, in one of the missions?
Yeah, because it gave me an option. I thought it said you can escape with one of these people, choose who. And what it said was you can kill one of these people, choose who. So I killed my boss by accident.
Nice.
So that was the thing that I did. But
Monster.
in general, like the away missions, I don't know that I appreciate those too much because I always come back from them just really sad because loads of people died.
Yeah.
And I don't really get them too much. But I think it's a smart game in how it works because it's very much like Facebook, but I don't have to actually interact with people who I don't care about.
Yeah, it gives you the feel. I mean, I don't know how many people are pining for the feel of Facebook drama, but like it's
You'd be surprised, man.
It's just it's interesting. I mean, yeah.
And I always get that knobhead who'll like send me a relationship request, I'll deny it, and then they'll not like me very much, and then they'll start posting shit on my wall like you look like a frog or whatever. And I don't get it, like just fucking delete me. I'm trying to reason with these fake people. It's great. I would like it if it had a bit more of a tutorial that made sense.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have that. But you sort of get used to it after you play the game for a bit anyway. It's just you're sort of never gonna succeed at that point. Because I'm starting to understand the game a bit better now. But I'm definitely gonna die in 30 days or whatever. So I'll probably start again. Because it's not very time consuming if you play it in like short bursts because it doesn't take long to do anything.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. I don't know. I quite like it, but I don't know that it's worth $10.
Yeah, that's I mean, luckily you guys got it for $1.
Yeah, well worth the 60p that I paid
yeah,
for it.
yeah, for $1, I mean, like that's you can't really go wrong.
Yeah.
But
Like I've definitely got my money's worth out of it because I've enjoyed what I played on it, but it was $1, so
yeah, cool.
yeah. Red shirt.
So I'm glad it's not a total waste. I'm glad you don't hate it.
No, I'm surprised that I like it, but I don't know why really.
Yeah, I don't know why I like it either. Like I played it that night. Like I turned it on. It was like really late. I turned it on as a joke, like with my friend, and we were sitting there, and he ended up buying it too as I was playing it. Like I guess me playing it just sounds so compelling to him for him to just buy it. And like guess what? And then boom, and there we were 3 hours later. coming off of a Facebook binge in space. Just fucking weird. I have no
And
words.
can I just say, I've been in a relationship for 21 days now, which is some sort of record. I got an achievement for it.
You've
That's
got
how
it.
hard it is to keep a relationship in that game.
I think I'm gonna break up with mine. It's been a long time. It's just really naggy, and I have a career advance, and love is not gonna save me from just natural disaster. So
Well, what's going to happen is that I'm going to get really attached to my partner, who is a girl, because accident. And I'm going to get to the point where we're either both going to die, or I get to live and she still dies. Like,
that'll be a sweet, heartbreaking ending.
and I don't think I want that, because I'm quite fond of her. She's quite nice. Her name's Hope. She's just, I don't know. She was like my best friend in the game for a long time, and then for some reason we went to like see some Jane Austen thing in the holodeck or whatever, and then she sent a relationship request to me, and I was like, what? Okay. Um, it's been going well so far, but it's definitely going to end in disaster. Like, there's no good end to this game for me. So I need to start a new save file now that I understand that you have to advance your career, because I didn't know. But yeah, I quite like Red Shirt though. Don't ask me why, basically.
Boom. Red Shirt.
Oh, and I've also been replaying A Link Between Worlds, and it's really good.
Boom.
There you go.
Link Between Worlds. Really good.
I want another 3DS game. Like, I need some recommendations on what I should get for the 3DS, because I don't know that I want a long game, because I just want something to play in bed a bit before I go to sleep, which is why I've been replaying that.
Well, unfortunately, every game I own is like 40 hours long.
And that's why I've not finished any of them.
Yeah, and I can't really do good at recommending them. I mean, I would highly still recommend Fire Emblem.
I just feel like that's going to be too long to play, like an hour before bed, because it's going to take me like 7 months to complete. Is that right?
I mean, you could if you play on like an easier difficulty, you can pause and save during battles and stuff. And like the battles don't take too long unless you're like really thinking it through, like you're like Joseph Stalin or something. Actually, Joseph Stalin probably wasn't a tactician, was he?
No idea.
Permadeath podcast, episode 6, where Bill doesn't know a fucking thing.
Are you getting tired? Because you just sound like you're losing energy.
I was just really disappointed in my lack of knowledge
of Joseph Stalin.
Now, if your grandma was here,
he would know. He's like BFFs with that guy. Pretty sure.
What should we call it? Yeah, I can't recommend any like quick session games for the.
So that's what I liked about like Star Fox 3D or whatever.
Angry Birds for 3DS. There you go.
Oh, is that a real thing?
Yeah, probably. Let's be real here. It's Angry Birds. It's on everything.
Because I have 4 games. I have A Link Between Worlds, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, and Star Fox. And that's not a lot of games when you finish them all, or lost them, like I lost my Animal Crossing cartridge. But I don't know. I just want something quick to play before bed, really.
Yeah.
Because I never turn my 3DS off, though. It's always on, like, sleep mode, so I don't know whether that'd make a difference in Fire Emblem or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you just yawn?
Yeah.
How tired are you, sir?
I'm not tired. I took a nap before we did this, so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what sleep mode would do, like, if for Fire Emblem. Street Pass would be on, so you would get people street passing in the game.
Like, I live near people who play on games.
I went to New York City last summer, and I took my 3DS with me, and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is my chance. Like, I live in the city of Wilkes-Barre, which nobody fucking, you don't get street passes here. Like, you go to the like a populated place in the city, and you make it like one guy who's fucking playing like Steel Diver or something, and like, so I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, I'm going to New York City, fucking populated as hell. I'm going to a lot of populated places. Then going to a concert and restaurants, stuff like that. And I went there, and I got one street pass. One
Nice.
measly fucking street pass. Some guy named Wolf. But I did get. We took a bus down there because I don't trust myself or any of my friends to drive, and you'd be a ruthless son of a bitch to drive in New York City traffic, and I wasn't having it. So we took a bus trip down. I was like maybe like 20 something bucks a person to take this bus down, and we were sitting there, and my friend and I had our 3DS out, and we were playing games in the bus. I was playing Fire Emblem, he was playing like Zelda or something, and we got a street pass in the bus. And we were trying to figure out who it was.
Does it become a game? Like, who's that?
Yeah, we were trying to like look at their me and trying to figure out who it was in the bus, and we couldn't find them. And we thought maybe we passed them like when the bus stopped to pick up other people at another stop, like at another Mart station or something like that to pick them up to take them to wherever the fuck they were going. And but so we just kind of shrugged it off on the way over there. But on the way back, we got them again. So they were back on the bus.
Oh,
And
snaps.
I'm like, who the fuck is this person? Like, who? I think it was like Crystal or something. I don't know. But I was trying to find who this was, and we failed. We didn't get her. But like when you do the street pass, um, you could send a little personal message to them when you go to their thing, and instead of saying like, hey. I mean, I thought it would be creepy. They'd be like, "Hey, I'm on the bus." Like it would be kind of weird. Like, oh, I'm sitting 2 rows behind you. So my friend and I thought we would leave similar messages. So I put chicken cheese, and he put a hoagies as his message. And I really hope it played in sequential order. I know it's fucked up. I know, like, I don't know what the fuck to say to this person.
There was probably a 4-year-old on that bus. Just
yeah,
what's up?
and they get chicken cheese hoagies as their personal messages. But I really wish I could have found them. Like it's like that was such an odd. It was like that like the calls coming from inside the house kind of scream twist or something. Someone's on the bus with the 3DS. But I'm so mad. I got one street pass in New York City. Like I was expecting to get like 30.
When I went to Minecon, I got so many like street pass hits because everyone had a 3DS or whatever. But the cool thing was it shows you a map when you get street pass hits and where they're from. So I was like going through all of them, and it was like, oh, you new state or whatever, and there were like people from all over America, just in Florida, for Minecon.
That's awesome.
And like there were people from like Belgium and France and England, and it was insane where these people were from. So I was like, I thought I travelled far for this. It's people from like Australia on my street pass. Like, what's going on? It was so cool. That was one of the coolest things about Minecon was like how many 3DS Street Pass hits I got.
I like Street Pass a lot. I just don't get to do it a lot because of where I live.
Nowhere.
But I guess I mean like expecting it just happening in the middle of New York City is kind of far fetched because I mean like not everyone.
You know where you need to go?
A convention.
You need to go to Tokyo.
Oh my god! I'll get like 400.
There you go. Or just go to a Pokemon tournament. That's where I got most of mine. I have like 600 passes from like a Pokemon tournament.
Damn.
Just because everyone has to bring X and Y, and they have to have a 3DS, so everyone has a Street Pass. There you go.
Are you excited to enter the world of competitive Pokemon X and Y now?
I am actually. Yeah, I'm already started.
You gonna come pro?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Because the prizes are so worth it.
Or you get like a Pokemon plushie or something.
Yeah, right. You get like a broken Pokemon watch. It's pretty sweet. You get the BK. What is it? The Burger King. What was it? The golden like little thing.
Dude, fuck off. Those are
Back
cool.
in the day.
Those are cool as fuck. You gotta step
You get
back.
one of those if you win.
Go step back. I got all 6 of them.
I got them somewhere in my house too.
Yeah, they're over here in a drawer. I got them over here. I mean, you can't see me right now, but I got them.
I'll believe you. I believe you.
Dude, those are awesome, man. The fucking Pokeball function. You press the button, it opens up, and it's your gold card. But then there were also Burger King had the Pokemon and the Pokeballs.
Oh,
do you remember those?
Right.
With little hooks and a keychain?
Oh man, yeah.
Dude, I miss those days. Like, and like, there's a chance you can get Mewtwo, and instead of being in a Pokeball, he was in a tank. I was so jealous.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like in your Happy Meal, you get a little plastic Pokemon figure in it. Yeah, well, the so prick.
A tank.
So prick. Yeah, like on Pokemon the first movie, how he's in the tanks.
Oh,
like
okay.
The tubes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like a military.
I know that's right, like a military tank. What?
That's why it made no sense.
Yeah, I didn't understand either. Okay.
No, he's not in a military. But yeah, like he came in like a testing tube thing, and then like I got Mew, and he came in like a little glowing purple orb ball thing. But like this kid, we had show and tell in second grade. This little bastard came in with he had like fucking 600 of them, and he had a Mewtwo, and I'm like, prick. I didn't beat him up, but I mean, like, I don't beat kids up. But
You stole it, didn't you?
this
No,
summer,
you were just as you are now.
was-
It wasn't show and tell when you were a kid. You just brought in all these things and you beat up a kid for it, as you are now.
oh yes,
Hmm.
21-year-old Bill just beating up kids with him. I still want that.
You
I wouldn't mind having
gotta
that.
find that guy
I'm gonna,
and see if he'll sell it to you.
yeah, I'm gonna look on eBay and see if it's like cheap.
There you go.
Relive my childhood, but that same kid tried to trade me a fake index card for my Pikachu Pokemon card.
Wow, how dare
So
you?
he told me he had a Pokemon card, really rare, called Boxer Junior, and he
Are you
brought
kidding me?
an index card with
That's the worst lie.
drawn Pokemon on it called Boxer Junior.
Dang, did you believe him, son, or what?
Oh, I'm like, that's stupid.
I don't know, man.
No, but were you that stupid?
I might have done it,
Uh-huh.
and I might have had my mom get my card back.
Nice.
That might have been
Aw.
the thing that happened to second grade Bill. Because I
How
mean,
old are you in second grade?
I think it's about
20. It was like 7 last week. Right around the time Yokorama moved to America. It was crazy.
about 8 years old, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
So Bill was dumb.
Fuck off, dude. Fucking. What if you beat me up if I said no? It's it's not like I'm a rare Pikachu
Up.
friend, but my mom confronted him in the square, and I gave my son's card. I hid behind a bush.
Hid behind a bush? Alright.
I don't want to be a pussy.
Hid behind a bush. Okay.
There's my mom kicking some kids' ass. She didn't beat them up, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
fighting my Pokemon battles for me.
Yeah.
It's alright if you're not quite old enough to have a Pokemon at that point anyway, so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So anyway, we have we'll do one question today, because we're over 2 hours according to me.
Yeah.
Or it's made it sound like, according to me, we're over no, but the timer that's in front of me.
We had a lot to talk about, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Even though none of it was relevant that came from me. Like, the Diablo stuff and the rest stuff, that's fine. I'm talking about Fallout 4 stuff that's not been confirmed, so...
Yeah, the Taco Bell was pretty relevant at the beginning.
It's fuck off, man.
Stoners.
The Fallout was relevant to your concern, so it's okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I have a the fun question from BakaShift. He gave us the question. Thank you, BakaShift, for giving us this question. I'm very grateful. That's not sarcasm either, because I
I was gonna say that sounded super sarcastic.
He asks, what are each of your favorite video game genres and favorite franchises within said genres? And he has a little squiggly thing, like, so genres be like, genres! Or something. You know what I mean? Like the little
Okay.
squiggly thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, like, you don't say it like that, but I mean, like, if you're in an anime, like...
Genres!
We gotta make a soundboard out of all this stuff just so we can play it if we want to. Someone do that for us, thanks.
So, yeah, does anyone want to start?
Easy for me. MMOs. World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Boom. Done.
Kale.
Oh, nice.
And this the only thing that I've played the most, invested the most time into.
Mm-hmm.
And I just buy every single one, even though I know that I'm gonna quit in like a month.
And you just...
Again, Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, pre-ordered
So sorry for you.
The new beta...
Pre-ordered it.
it.
Did you get like the Imperial Edition or whatever?
No.
I just got into another beta test for this weekend.
I did too,
Is
man.
there another beta test?
Yeah, there is.
I thought the last
my-
one was the last one.
Are we gonna actually play this beta test? Because I was in the last one like a couple weeks ago, and
I'll be honest.
I was
sad.
I'm gonna check my emails. Let's see who's not been invited to this beta. Oh.
Sorry.
Are you
Aw.
playing? Are you playing, Bill? Or no?
I'll be honest weekend, yeah.
Okay, we'll make a pair.
Aw.
Try it out.
Boo.
Sorry.
Well, I'm not buying your shitty game because you're shit.
Bethesda. Well, it's not really them. It's ZeniMax.
ZeniMax.
Fuck you, ZeniMax.
I would never say fuck you to Bethesda because Todd Howard works for them.
Until they announce.
Until Fallout 4, yeah. Until
they
Fallout.
announce Fallout 4, it takes place from the perspective of a space marine with a buzz cut, who is looking
Right.
out to get revenge After
That's
standing with
cryo
massive.
I
frozen.
want to know who's directing that game because if it's Todd Howard,
And it's Todd
I
Howard
have
who
a.
directs it. There you
Oh God, what would I do? I don't know what I'd do. Oh God, no.
go.
Well, what would I do?
Bum bum bum.
Yeah. Well, we'll
Well,
find out.
I'll figure out that dilemma for next time I'm here.
So what?
Um,
What's your favorite? Your genre?
I don't know because I really like Bethesda RPGs specifically because I've not really done a whole lot more in terms of RPGs, but I like those a lot. But I really like open world sandbox sort of games. Like I really like Saints Row. What else do I like? Assassin's Creed, would that count?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Sure. Why not?
yeah. Yeah, I'll go with that in Assassin's Creed 3 then.
I'd count that.
Okay, cool.
Boom.
I'm glad you approve, Bill. What about you?
For me, MMOs as well. I think I've actually said on the podcast whether MMOs are my favorite genre. Uh, Only for the fact that I've spent so much of my life in them, and like
Right.
I love the idea of the MMORPG. Like, it's just such a awesome idea. Even to this day, I mean, some people are sick of them and they've grown stagnant, but still, just the idea of an MMO just still blows my mind. And I got to experience the first MMO feeling from three of my friends who got Final Fantasy 14. Three of my buddies from high school got it, and they never played an MMO before. And
Oh, that's the best when
and
like introducing
yeah,
someone to it and the
they're
reactions and
and
yeah.
they're big Final Fantasy fans too. So like, them getting it and like, me playing with them and like, answering all the questions that they have because like to me all these questions they're asking are so redundant like like this basic MMO stuff but like I know I forget this was their first MMO and like they're experiencing all these mechanics for the first time. I mean, and Final Fantasy 14 is not a revolutionary MMO. I think it's a super polished MMO and I really like it. That's what I'm playing now currently MMO wise with them. um but like it does everything right. Like still like it's an MMO and like they get to experience this living breathing world with a bunch of players and like we're on a role play server. Like it's an unofficial role playing server. Like it's not like branded or anything, but it's the understood role playing server. And like seeing their reactions to walking into these populated cities with these people just role playing out loud in the inns and stuff. It's just such a cool thing, and I'm living vicariously through their first MMO feelings. Like that's why it's my favorite genre. Like just not only for your first time, but just in general. Like getting into a good MMO with good people and playing it is unrivaled to me for in video games. I love it so much, regardless of how much the genre has stagnated over the past few years in terms of
Right.
Maybe that's why
advancing.
like I never really got into MMOs too much. Is I played on World of Warcraft for a little bit and I was really enjoying it, but every so often, like some twat would just fly over the top of me. Like some level 80 just alliance guy would fly over the top of all these low level areas and just kill me.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
just like, well, what?
Yeah, Alliance are
Thanks.
scum anyway. They
fuck
would do
you,
things
dude.
like that.
I'm leveling up on fucking Emerald Dream as Alliance PvP server. I'm getting ganked by these asshole undead who think they did nothing better to do but come to level 20 Westfall and kill a little gnome and then camp there with 20
Okay,
people
well,
to
first of all,
kill.
you chose to be a gnome, so that's your fault. Okay?
Fuck you, Ryan.
That's
Fuck.
deserved. That's deserved.
I am Thuppo, but level 90 no more luck. You can't take my pride away from me. Um, but also to answer the favorite game question in that genre, it's World of Warcraft as well. I mean, I spent so many years in that game, and like some people would say, like, oh, you wasted your time playing that game instead of going out and having a life. But like, I don't regret 1 minute spending all of
Yeah.
those hours in high school playing WoW. I played with real life friends. Like, these people were people I knew in real life, people I hung out with. It's just that when I had free time outside of school, like during the day, instead of going out and like. I mean, okay. I mean, maybe I missed out on some things. I'll admit, like, okay, maybe some things took a hit, but like I don't regret a single minute of my time in WoW because like like, there's that like expression like time spent having fun isn't time wasted. So like I had such a good time playing WoW. Like I had just as much fun playing WoW as I'm sure some kid had playing street basketball. And I like playing basketball too. Like I didn't hate doing outdoor activities. I went outside, but just I spent more time on WoW. But I love that game. I spent so much my eighth grade through senior year of high school was WoW, and like I don't want to get a minute of it. I had so much fun. So many people I met, so many experiences. Like that's why it's my favorite game of the genre. I mean, like it might not be as good as. Well, then again, I mean, to this day, I mean, no MMO has perfected its craft quite like WoW has. I mean, WoW has had 8 years to do it, but 10 years now. That's right. It has 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
Blizzard will kill WoW with its new MMO. That's my theory. Or WoW itself will kill itself.
Even then, I don't think. I mean, I think it's just a gradual. It'll probably just be a gradual. Because even then, a WoW won't. I mean, like, when is WoW dead?
Right.
Like, when is WoW considered dead? I mean, it's still over 7 million people playing the game, which is more than any other MMOs combined still. Like the main players in the market. I mean, like, you can't count, like, fucking weird-ass fucking Korean MMOs that are made once every week. Like, when is WoW dead? I don't know. Like, people say it's dying, but it's still the most popular MMO on the market. So
It's a slow death.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yes, it's still going to be many years, I think. Blizzard's new MMO wasn't even close to coming out.
Right.
They scrapped the project and doing it from the beginning, from the ground up.
I honestly think, like, from what I've heard, the only way that World of Warcraft is going to die is if Blizzard just go, we're just shutting everything down. Just closing servers.
Because even in the future, I mean, they've said before it's not going to go free to play, but like 10 years down the line, I guarantee you'll be able to play WoW for free. I'll bet you I'll bet you both my feet. And
I'd love that.
10 years from this day, listening to this episode on like the weird YouTube futuristic archives down in the futuristic library, 10 years down the line, because 10 years down the line, it's going to be 2024, and it's going to be like flying cars and shit. Mark my words.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god, I'm going to be 33.
Oh shit. Holy shit, we're going to be in our 30s.
There we go.
I'm choking on.
We're still going to be doing Permadeath.
Oh, yeah.
I'm choking on my age. Give me a minute.
Choking on my age.
You'll be able to play free. WoW will never die. Like just like EverQuest 1 isn't dead yet. Still.
Right. Exactly.
WoW. They still release expansions for that fucking game. WoW will be around forever. It's such a cultural impact that won't just go away. Yeah, MMO my favorite genre. Yeah, I was gonna pick RuneScape as my favorite game in the genre, but
Never played it actually.
Because of the impact it had. I mean, that's what catapulted me into the genre originally. I mean, like I'll sometimes say like, oh wow, it's my first real MMO because like when you enter World of Warcraft and you enter the starting areas and you're in this world instead of just looking down at it like you're like it's a god game. Like in RuneScape, it's isometric, so you're looking over it and like you're kind of just observing your character. You never really have direct control over him. So like I was kind of like saying to myself like, wow, it's my first real one because you go into this world and you're in it, like you're controlling your character and you're in it, and like the social experiences are so much more refined than in RuneScape. The RuneScape was so fucking barbaric in so many ways, but still I had a lot of fun in RuneScape too. So, but also MMOs in general though, I just love that genre so much. But yeah, boom. Is that it?
I guess so.
I think so.
Anything else anyone wants to talk about? We didn't cover King taking back the candy trademark, but we could talk about that another time. If you guys even wanted to talk about it.
There's nothing much to say.
My opinion, they're stupid.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, King.
Permadeath obviously, had an impact.
Yeah.
On reversing that situation, and I'm glad that they listened to us.
Bitches. I
appreciate that.
They did announce that they're taking back the Saga trademark, though. Like that whole thing. They just announced they're not longer trademarking the word candy. But I would assume from this that they would stop at the Saga shit, too.
Right.
What was the story with that? Was that they were just trying to trademark words?
Pretty much.
They're trademarking the word candy. And then with Saga, like the Banner Saga, which came out on Steam, which was a kickstarted, like, tactical turn-based strategy game. Kind of like Fire Emblem and XCOM and stuff like that, and they thought that fans would get confused and think that was part of their Saga franchise.
Yeah, because that definitely is similar to Candy Crush.
Yeah, because all of their games are on Steam, by the way, which they're fucking like you're not gonna get the Banner Saga on your fucking phone. So, like the fans of that are primarily on a mobile device, or Facebook. But like, so I don't know what the hell the problem was. But yeah, boom. What is this?
Bill, check out that link I sent you, man. All right, sober people don't buy chicken gorditas at 1 a.m. Taco Bell employees have families, let them go home. Exactly. Bill. Just remember that next time you think you should reward yourself.
Well, I bought that at 8 p.m. So
Okay, confirmed. Bill is definitely high then, because I don't know anyone who goes to Taco Bell that early.
Well, I was in class. I was in class for 3 hours, and I wanted
Getting
to,
high.
I wanted to get something
There you
quick.
go.
Drive through, and get this stuff.
You have Wawa. You have Sheetz. You
Yeah,
have a bunch of other places.
yeah,
You choose Taco Bell.
I only wanted to spend $3, Ryan. You go into Sheets, you're gonna spend at least 8.
Are you kidding me? It's not expensive.
Well, I mean, like it's not like dollar foods. I mean, like
Oh,
dollars stuff they're cheap, but I mean, like the cheapest than a single item that's like moderately sized that's gonna feed me is like $4. Um, which is where they get the drunk people.
there you go.
People don't look at the price; they just click the screen, and there they have it.
There's like the nice pictures.
Yeah.
Genius.
Ooh, that looks tasty. They click it. They're drunk. They don't care. They pay. They get out of there.
That's what you do, right?
Yeah. I did. Did
Pretty
I
much.
tell you the story about the walking taco?
No, go for it, and then we should end the show after this walking
I'll end
taco
on the
story.
walking taco note. They have this thing called the walking taco, and it's like Dorito Frito based chip nacho thing that comes in a horizontal bag. Like presumably you can walk with this thing in your hand and you can eat it with a fork. Like it's like a big taco salad, but or a nacho
Right.
thing,
But it has Doritos.
Dorito chips and stuff. And I got it. One night after bar, I was with Vinny, and I got it, and I ordered it, and I thought that, like, because when you go to Sheetz and you get like a chicken hoagie, I mean, you're getting a chicken hoagie, and like there's like 20 toppings and other things you can get on it, but like when you order a chicken hoagie, you're presumably getting the chicken hoagie. Like if you don't pick any other stuff, you don't get the other stuff. You just get the bread and the chicken. So
Right.
I ordered the walking taco, and I'm going through it, and I'm looking, there are the toppings and everything like that, and I don't want it. I just want beef. Like I just want the normal. I don't want anything crazy. I don't want peppers or onions or just something simple. So I go through the order and I place it. I don't pick anything. And I get home and I open it up, and it's just a bag of Doritos. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm wasted at this point. I'm like, wait a second. I just paid $6 for a bag of Doritos. They opened it for me, but that's the only perk here. And so I complained about it, and I got a $10 gift card in the mail.
Dang.
So I got more food the other night when I was drunk. But they said they fucked up. They didn't say that verbatim. But it was
Yeah.
their fault. They looked at the orders that night and that there should have been at least beef or some kind of chili on those nachos. They shouldn't have served me just chips. Like even if there wasn't, they should have at least questioned, like, yo, I'm giving this kid a bag of chips right now from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
so the other night, I used the gift card, and like they have pizza there, and it's not the greatest pizza, but when you're drunk, it's $5 for a pie, and I just throw it on my order just to share it with everyone who comes home with me.
Yeah.
And I got that and some hoagies and stuff, and I got home and I went to the bathroom really quick. I came back down and I opened my pizza box, and the pizza wasn't in there, and my cousin put it on the stove, but I mean.
You're not selling this place to me right now.
Well, no, they didn't forget the pizza, but my cousin took it out and put it in the whole pie in the stove to hide it from me, because he knows I always have bad experiences at Sheets. But I opened the box though, and I'm like, "You gotta be fuck!" I start screaming like I'm. They didn't forgot a whole fucking pie. Like what the fuck?
Dude, those guys, you know what those guys are doing? Getting high and eating Taco Bell at 1 in the morning.
But,
Let's be real here.
But it's funny because I caught on though because I can see where the cheese was stuck to the box inside
Right.
of okay, there was something in here, and
Okay.
the whole pie was in there, but. Well, cheese isn't bad though. I mean, it's just that if you're drunk, you're probably gonna fuck up at least once or twice, and you're gonna get stuff you don't actually want. But
You're too drunk to care.
the thing is, Wawa is like 20 miles away from me though, so like that's not really an option. Like Sheetz is the closest, but I really just wanted something quick and cheap, so I went through Taco Bell. But yeah, so that's
All right, fair enough.
the story of the walking taco.
I think this is the longest
And I
podcast so far.
and I think with that we are done.
Yeah.
Thanks for the Taco Bell stories and the
Thanks.
street stories.
I don't know why I said thanks too. I said them. Thanks, Bill. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We hope you had a good time.
if you're recording next week, I probably won't be here, so hopefully your grandma will be back.
Or it's gonna be super lonely and awkward.
We don't have to. I mean, like, we have this. I have episode 5 to upload still. I mean, at the time of recording this, episode 6 we'll have for next week, and then like we can even record the other one at the beginning of the next week whenever. I mean, like,
That's true.
no big deal. I mean, we got ourselves pretty good here with how
That's why we're at least an episode ahead for a good reason.
Yes, thank you for listening, everybody. If you want to do free stuff for us, feel free to do it.
Fan art, songs.
Yeah, you wanna draw us as like pixel art? You wanna draw each of us as a member of Dungeons and Dragons party? I would appreciate that very much because that's what I'm looking for right now from people. Yeah, so draw us, send us it for free, and we'll give you a shout out, and about 10 people will notice you. So
insert ad here.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.